They don't talk about us, only when there's a crime. Would you believe me if I was to tell you that in this world, with or without money, we're all rich, even the poor? The problem is those that say that I'm reaching out to give a hand and stay they leeching hands is itching, ready to see you missing. Well, I think I went to write. Something inside me told me I can freestyle or I can rap. I can go with a rhythm that can make you dance. Tell you what I say on a daily, tell you everything's okay just to avoid dilemma. Or I can simply bring you something positive to the table and warn you of the ongoing problems that we're having. Instead, I have to reach out to my conscience once again as I watch the crime and the violence rise and the kids lose their innocence. Now, the concept of forming a home day by day loses its essence. They don't want to hear that. I can't keep my arms crossed in front of the system. If I don't do something, I'm also part of the problem. As guilty as the one that pulls the trigger, like the person in the crowd that hits the record button on their phone to expose a lie instead of the truth for clout. They need 1,000 views. The government doesn't have a solution. The problem started when we took God out the equation. The problem ain't us celebrating. The problem is that we're a nation divided when we should be a nation united and praying. That's how we live today. When problems occur, we come up with a meaning. Laugh a little, move on with no care in the world, as if it ain't even a thing in this world. If it's like this today, I don't want to see the future. Because nowadays, they'll make a meme out of a person that can't even see the day of light no more. What makes you think they care? They can't even break bread at the table. I don't know how you want to be rappers and lyricists can go on with life, living on an illusion with nothing good to write. Talking about killing someone, selling drugs with pride, until the scripts are flipped and it's someone you love dies. Right? This ain't solved by activating the National Guards and going behind bars. This is deep, this is me and you. And they say as time passed by, we'll heal everything. Shit, you know these scars? I seen time flash by and never feel everything. Leaving me on standby, ready to kill everything. Alone in the mirror looking at myself, say, girl, you're everything. You don't need for anything, shorty. So unless you walk a mile in my shoes, don't say anything. Just take a minute and listen so you can consume everything. Me and you are not the same, so make sure you look both ways when you cross me, and that's on everything. Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble night. Continue to have a blessed and humble day. Hey, yo, let's talk about it. Shorty want to welcome all of y'all to the Writers for Life brings you the Let's Talk About It podcast. Today, we're going to be watching current news and more. So let's get this, live started, y'all. I want to thank all, everybody that's been here rocking out with a shorty since day one, sharing videos, bringing awareness, and much more. All right, y'all. Let's get started, yo. Shit, it's been crazy out there, right? A lot of people worried about the president and all that. I mean, the president's job is to protect, right, the United States of America. It's a lot of stuff going on. A lot. Give me 1 second. All right, my bad. I had to handle something. But we're going to get this live started, y'all. I appreciate those that be having patience with a shorty and much more. But let's start off with this right here. A lot of this is current news. A lot of it are, a lot of it is current news. Is updates from cases that happened before. Shorty has reacted. Shorty's uploading her videos from her old page, little by little, y'all. Little by little.
Pennsylvania, and you've gotten old.
Why did I pause it?
Conditioning system that is just not functioning like you'd like it.
All right, so we're gonna start off today, right? I mean, I don't get tired of saying this a lot. We have a lot of teachers out here. I'm on the wrong thing right here. Here we go. We have a lot of teachers out here. I mean, I see a lot of people fighting for teachers. Shout out to those teachers out there, that are out here teaching because, that's their passion. They want these kids to have a brighter future by any means necessary. When something goes wrong, they'll try to guide them into the right path or find them the resources or the help that they need. But there's teachers out here that I don't really know why they're teaching. Some of them is sick in the head. Some of them don't have patience, right? So in this case, we have a teacher that is sick in the head. So preschool teacher accused of abusing children in disturbing cruelty case. So this was uploaded 7 hours ago on the Law and Crime channel. And let's hear what they gotta say. This is some crazy shit, yo. This is why I'm fighting to put cameras into the schools. Let me see real quick. Let me get to my channel before I play the video, right? Because I want to copy. Hold on 1 second. Where is it? Oh, do I have to fix? Oh, yep. I have to fix my description box because I don't see my petition on here. All right, so I'm gonna have to look for my petition and I will upload it. I do have a petition. Those that have been watching me for a while have seen the petition. But I have a petition to put cameras in these schools, in each and every one of these classrooms. I know there are schools that got cameras. They got them in the hallways. They got them in the main office, right, where the principal's office is at and all that, where the parents come in. They got one in the main entrance, and that's it. They need to have cameras inside of each and every one of these classrooms in each and every one of these schools. Plus, they need to sit here and check all backgrounds of everybody, all employees that work at a school, whether it's a principal, a counselor, a teacher. It doesn't matter. They all need deeper backgrounds. And I mean deeper backgrounds. Their backgrounds need to get checked.
Preschool teacher in Georgia is accused of abusing the children she was supposed to be caring for. We're going to dig into the charges she's facing and if she has any possible defense with an Atlanta attorney who specializes in these kinds of cases. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. It seems like every week I'm talking about another teacher behaving badly with children. And here, we have a young pre-K teacher in Canton, Georgia.
Yo, I feel the same way. I mean, it's been a while since I've been, talking about cases like this, right? But there's so many. Yo, 2024 is ending back into 2025, and guess what? A whole nother year of teachers being accused of doing what they do best. And it's not all teachers, right? This is just some teachers out there. It's a shame that all these bad teachers out here, overpower the good that the good teachers out here do. But these teachers out here, I mean, these teachers that are like this, that are sick in the head, are out here, and we need to bring awareness. We need to talk about it. What can we do to, figure out how to, how can I say it, to prevent a teacher that is a pedophile in the head, that's sick in the head, a teacher that's a predator, from working in our schools. See, that's something that a shorty is working on. That's why I keep saying deeper backgrounds. There's got to be a way. Because, like, come on, a lot of these teachers feel so comfortable, like they've done it before. I want to tell y'all, listen, man, just because they're not on the sex registry doesn't mean they're not a pedophile. It just means that they haven't been caught yet. All right? Keep that in mind.
Who is facing charges days after she was accused of injuring multiple children at Big Blue Marble Academy. So deputies arrested 21-year-old Mamie Allen on August 12th. This is after a report about incidents that happened just on that Friday, August 8th. And we'll talk about that time frame as well because I think it's important. But Allen is charged with 3 counts of cruelty to children and 1 count of battery. And according to arrest warrants, in one instance, Allen allegedly grabbed a child by the arms repeatedly, squeezed them. The child reportedly had bruises on their arms, the backs of the shoulders. In another incident, she reportedly pushed in a child's chair, causing the child's chest to hit the table. Hey, so I want to thank Upside for sponsoring this episode of Sidebar. So
Okay.
Upside is a free app.
This teacher was abusive towards, like, what the hell now? See, yo, what the fuck? We got parents out here beating and abusing their kids, and now we got teachers they putting paws on kids that don't belong to them. See, yo, these schools is getting out of pocket, and you know what's crazy, right? They have complete custody of your children while your children are with them. That's why, listen, man, I don't disagree with the people that are out here telling the parents, look, listen, if you got kids, go get full custody of your kids. Whether you do it, joint custody and y'all separated, or you get full custody if the dad is not there or the mom is not there, whichever way, but get custody of your child. Just because you gave birth to it doesn't mean that you got custody, because in the hospital they gave you a birth certificate with your name on it and your child's name. Nah, man. Go get full custody of y'all kids, please. And for those of y'all that don't know what I'm talking about, please go do y'all research.
App that gets you cash back on daily essentials like gas and groceries. So when I pump my gas, if I use Upside, I can get cash back. Real cash back. It's money that appears in your Upside app that you can transfer straight into your bank account. Once you have the Upside app, you claim an offer for wherever you're buying an Upside, like a Shell or Taco Bell. You pay as usual using a debit or credit card. You follow the steps on the app and you get paid. So to find out how much you can earn, click the link in the description to download Upside or scan the QR code on screen and use our promo code SIDEBAR and you get an extra 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's promo code SIDEBAR for an extra 25 cents back on your first gallon of gas. Now, we don't know the ages of the alleged victims in this case, but the preschool's website says that they have daycare programs for children as young as 6 weeks and preschool programs all the way through 3 years old. And Alan was reported to be one of the teachers in that preschool program. Alan was released on $25,000 bail. And we don't have a ton of information on this, but we do have some of these details. And I want to break it down right now with Atlanta defense attorney Noah Pines. Noah, thanks so much for coming here on Sidebar. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
How don't the law enforcement got enough information on a case, a crime that's been committed in a school property? This is a teacher that did this to a student that was not theirs.
What's your thoughts on this? For me, covering this, like I said, week in, week out, it's like another example. We just covered one recently of these daycare workers who were accused of abusing children. So now you have this teacher accused of it. What's your take on it?
Well, I think she's more of a daycare worker too, based on the age of the children. There are multiple cases like this right now in Metro Atlanta area. So Canton is in Cherokee County. It's north of Atlanta, but almost considered metro. From my research and looking at the warrants, the ages of the children are actually 12 months, 14 months, and 16 months.
Damn.
Which the first question I have is, what are
Listen, man, don't get it messed up, man. I talk about it. I don't just talk about the predators. I talk about these teachers that lay heads, man. Look, you got a lot of teachers out here that be instigating. Y'all keep thinking that the bullying is just student on student. No, we got teachers out here that bully these kids too. We got teachers out here that instigate a lot of these fights. It's just not talked about. People don't talk about it. And we need more parents out here in these school meetings and these meetings that they have in the community to speak about these situations, but parents don't do it. You know what they say? They don't got time. They don't have time. That's what I hear a lot. I don't got time for that.
This woman's qualifications to be in a class with these children. And more importantly, in the state of Georgia, daycares are regulated. So if
Dave McCormick said he's pro-life, like that's a good thing. Come on.
They just gonna keep hitting me with commercials? All right, watch this. I ain't dealing with the commercials. We not dealing with the commercials today. No, no, no. Hold on 1 second. 19. All right, give me 1 second. 3 minutes, 19 seconds. That's where I gotta go to. Right here.
What are this woman's qualifications to be in a class with these children? And more importantly, in the state of Georgia, these are
blessings. Blessings by my flex. How you doing today?
Daycares are regulated. So if she's in class with certain children under a certain age, and whether they're walking or not depends on the student teacher ratio, but it's either 1 to 6 or 1 to 8. So is she in a room with 6 kids?
Let me ask you a question. You might not know the answer to this. Is there any initiative to put cameras in all of these schools or in daycare centers? Should there be a push to have that?
I'm one of them. I got the petition. I gotta get it. Hold on 1 second. This is what I'm gonna do today, right? I gotta get into my petition. Hold on. Move on the org. I gotta get the link. So let me let him talk. My bad. Let me let him talk while I find this link.
One thing to talk about, maybe you don't need cameras in a
Yes, we
high
do.
school setting, but
No,
in
no,
these kinds
we
of
live in all
settings where you have vulnerable children who can't speak for themselves, who can't defend themselves, do you think it's wise to maybe have cameras in these kinds of settings?
100%, especially if somebody's in there by themselves. If you have multiple people in there, that's one thing, but by themselves, definitely. We have my firm has a similar case. We have the civil aspect of it, but somebody was prosecuted for picking up a child, an infant, very violently, shaking the child, and in essence, slamming the child to the ground. And without that video camera, and then that worker touched a whole bunch of other children inappropriately. And without that camera, we would have no evidence of this because these kids can't speak about it. And in our case, the parents weren't even notified timely. And that's a big thing. When you have these vulnerable children, there are regulations that should be followed, and especially if they are being, only supervised by one person.
Yeah, and to be clear, in this incident, I don't know if there are cameras involved, if they have that kind of evidence. But what I will tell you, I think is interesting, is that this incident happened on the 8th and the arrest happened on the 12th. I just covered another case about this, that I think that time frame is so important because many times in abuse cases or alleged abuse cases, it can go on for a long period of time before there's an arrest. So to see that that time frame, only a matter of days, I think that's significant.
My bet would be that there is video evidence just based on the description in the warrants with the 3 separate victims of,
If anybody's in the chat, right, let us shorty know. I can see from the phone. If anybody's in the chat, let me know if y'all can see the link down below. That link, that petition, that link right there is the link to the petition that I have so that we could put cameras in each and every one of our schools, nationwide, worldwide, however you want to say it. But we need these cameras in each and every one of these classrooms. We need to know what is happening between the staff and our kids. We need to know what, starts up these, situations, these fights, these arguments. We need to find out if it's a student on student. We need to find out if it's staff on student so that we could handle the situation accordingly. Like, enough is enough. Too many of our kids that are being bullied are the ones being arrested. But while the ones that are doing the bully, ain't nothing being done to them. And what's crazy is a lot of these teachers are going overboard, from putting their hands on students to sexually abusing the students to actually, grooming these students and much more. But people don't want to listen. Like, a lot of people don't give a fuck. A lot of people don't care, I guess. But something has to be done. Like I said, the petition is right there. I want to give a shout out to all those that have signed it. Like, a lot of us that have had this petition. I'm not the only one with this petition. There's plenty of other people out here in different communities with the same type of petition that I have. I'm not the only parent that wants to put cameras in these schools.
How the acts were alleged to have occurred. One was squeezing, causing significant bruising to one child. One was pushing in a chair very violently, which then caused the child's chest to hit the table. And the third was, again, another chair pushing. So my bet is there is some sort of evidence, video evidence in this case.
I want to go through some of these charges with you to talk about them and what you think a potential defense could be. So when we talk about the child cruelty, any person commits the offense of cruelty to children in the first degree, and I was reading the statute here, when such person maliciously causes a child under the age of 18 cruel or excessive physical or mental pain. Any person commits the offense of cruelty to children in the second degree when such person with criminal negligence causes a child under the age of 18 cruel or excessive physical or mental pain. So there's a little bit of a distinction there between the first and the second degree. I would imagine you think that this fact pattern.
My bad, Coyote. Blessings. How you doing? Welcome to the live. What I'm demanding on that petition, On that petition, we're demanding cameras to be put in each and every one of these classrooms, in each and every one of these schools. And we want to do it nationwide. Everywhere that there's a zip code, this petition can be signed. If you have a zip code, you can sign this petition. And the same thing that I'm doing, you could do it in your county, in your city, your state. I'm not sure where y'all from, but a shorty's from Philadelphia. That's where I started my petition. I'm not the only parent. If y'all go to moveon.org, y'all will see that there's plenty of parents that are demanding the same thing that I am. Enough is enough.
Pattern fits in there, right? And I guess the other question is, how do you defend against that?
Yeah, so the real question is this a felony cruelty, or is it a misdemeanor battery? So the difference in punishment is huge. A misdemeanor is punishable by up to 12 months in jail, and cruelty is a 5 to 20-year felony. There's no prison requirement, but 5 years mandatory, at least probation. So the real question is there malice? Maliciously means malice, and in Georgia, that's not defined. So it's really whatever the jury thinks. And then the next question is there cruel and excessive physical and or mental pain? So, some people would say anytime you strike a child, it's cruel and excessive. But of course, there's parental discipline, and striking children happens, in every day. So the real question is, does this rise to?
This teacher did way more than just to struck a child. This teacher left bruises on this minor. And this child wasn't even hers. And if it was hers, it would get you to think like, damn, what can a child do for you to sit here and abuse them like that?
To the level of a felony, which is how I think probably the defense attorney will, who's assigned to this case, will defend it to say, well, this is bad, but it's really just a misdemeanor.
Or do they say this was an accident? Do they say I wasn't, deliberately pushing the child in? I was just trying to escort them. Unfortunately, they're vulnerable. The child got hurt. I was moving the child away for another reason. Do you see that in your practice, that these kinds of defenses, that I was trying to do my job, I wasn't being excessively physical with them, but I was doing what was needed?
Yeah, I think there's going to be some sort of like, I didn't mean to cause this result. But anytime, when you're in charge of a child, I mean, these are Cherokee County is a conservative jurisdiction, and people aren't going to want to see any child being, I'm not going to say manhandled because it's an alleged, the defendant's a woman, but, to be handled physically in any way. So the real question is, was the hands on the child part of being the preschool teacher, or was it something else? And so if I think of it something else.
It's something else. It ain't no part of being a preschool teacher. That doesn't come in, like, listen, man, it doesn't say, yo, hit a child. The freaking teacher should have found, a way to get on the phone and reach to the parent if the child was doing something wrong. Like, they should have found a way to de-escalate the situation if a child was doing something wrong. But see, a lot of these teachers be the ones instigating these situations. I don't understand. Like, if you hear half the stories that these kids got about these teachers, you'll be like, why are they teaching? Grown ass women with the mentality of kids, teens, grown ass men with the mentality of kids. And I'm not talking about all teachers. This is just in general, because not all teachers are like this. Not all teachers are bad. Not all teachers are assholes, bullies, or none of that. But we do got these teachers that people don't want to talk about. And these things are happening more and more because parents ain't going to these school meetings. Parents ain't going to talk about what it is that they want to be done or what their concerns are, what they're worried about. Like, come on, man. Y'all better start demanding. Y'all, do y'all know what's coming? It's going to get to the point where, listen, if y'all paid attention, right? If you don't have full custody of your child, right? If they feel that something is being done in your child's house, right? They're going to take your child, and there's nothing that you could really do about it. You can fight hard as hell. But if you don't have full custody of your child right now, right? The school system and you are sharing custody. And even when, even when they're in school, y'all still sharing custody. But my whole thing is, go get full custody of your child. There's a reason why I'm saying it. But I'm not nobody to change nobody's mind. I'm just giving y'all, the information. I'm bringing the awareness. It's up to y'all what y'all do with the info that I put out here.
Then it's going to be real hard to have a defense of, I'm not guilty of this. I think it would be more of a mitigation. This is a misdemeanor versus a felony. For felony cruelty, you should have something more, misdemeanor battery is when you cause, insulting, provoking contact with somebody, or even cause bruising. So if I punch you in the face, you and I get in a fight and I punch you in the face, that's a misdemeanor, even if you get a black eye. Now, if you punch a child in the face, people could think that's malicious.
And that makes sense. And I would say also completely understandable. If we do treat this as a felony, and again, I could be wrong here, but I understand that with the first degree cruelty charge, it could be up to 20 years in prison. Second degree could be up to 10 years in prison. Let's say, for argument's sake, this is charged as a felony. This goes to trial. She is convicted. How often do you see a sentencing where it's on the higher end, that we really do see the double digits? Or is this more of a situation, if this is, I hate to say this, but a first-time offense, there's no history of this? Because again, I think people are trying to understand what could theoretically be the punishment if this is as bad as we think it is, and she's ultimately prosecuted to the full extent of the law.
Yeah, I could see there wanting to be a statement made. And, the statement is, we don't tolerate people abusing children. So I could see, especially in Cherokee County, them recommending a prison sentence. Double digits, I don't think so. Could it be 2 to 5 years? Definitely. That would be something, that would be standard up there.
Does it usually plead out, though? Do we usually see plea deals in these kinds of cases?
You would. I would go back to, what are the facts? Is there video evidence? And then, if there is video evidence, how bad is it? There's a lot of times when you really have to see the video to understand how bad it is. I prosecuted child abuse cases.
Damn. So could they have a on camera in this classroom in this school? Do they have cameras in the schools in Atlanta? Like in the classrooms, not in the hallways, not in the main office, and not in the main entrance. I'm talking about in the classrooms. If anybody's from Atlanta, right, and you catch this live, let us shorty know. Do they got cameras in the classrooms? So if anything happens, any type of altercation happens between a student and a teacher, or a student and a student, it'll be caught. Because, like, they're asking, do they believe that there should be cameras in these schools? Well, guess what? I've been talking about this since I started my YouTube channels. This is what made me start my channel. We need to put these cameras in there in order to find out what's going on in these classrooms. Why should we give a complete stranger so much trust with our kids? Let's be real.
For a long time, child homicide, child sexual abuse, and child cruelty cases. And a lot of times in the child cruelty cases, you'd want to see the pictures. We didn't have videos typically back then, but you'd want to see the pictures of the injuries to understand how bad is it. And this is, I think, one of those cases where I can read what's in the warrant, but how bad is it? Was the push of the chair a forceful push, or was it like a literal slam? Was she trying to hurt these children, or is she a 21-year-old who has no business being in charge of 6 children?
Damn, she's 21 years old. Oh yeah. She needed some more training, something, like for real, because she's young. Could she have ran out of patience with these kids? Yes. So whoever also hired her, I feel as though it's to blame. Like, she's young. She's a baby just coming out of probably a trade school or something to, become a teacher. Because she's 21. Back then, our teachers were way older. Way older. Shit.
Under the age of 2 and with no training. And I think it's going to be, that sort of a circumstances is that she should have never been, she should have never been there in that position. That's where I think 21, 22, she's young.
Real young.
And to be in charge of that many children is probably not a good idea. But of course, these daycares need to make money.
And I'm going to talk about that in a second, but just putting a final point on this. In your practice, in your career, did you ever have a situation where it was felony child abuse or felony cruelty to children, and you worked out a deal with the defendant where there was no prison time put on the table, even though you're talking about some egregious acts?
Yeah, so the civil case that we have, the person was prosecuted criminally, and the state in that case, the district attorney's office did recommend prison time. The defense attorney who represented the woman did a very good job of mitigation and explaining to the judge what happened, and she ended up getting a probated sentence. She got house arrest and ankle monitor, but they put on a compelling story for the judge where prison wasn't the answer. And so sometimes prison isn't the answer. Especially in Georgia, our prisons are way overcrowded. We don't have room for everybody. And sometimes a judge will fashion a probation sentence that is restrictive.
But that's the judge. I mean, if you work out a deal, that's
Damn, what kind of justice? Yo, for real, let me ask y'all. What type of justice should a teacher that sits here and abuses more than one child that's not hers? And I mean, she puts hands on these kids to the point where she left bruises. She shouldn't get no probation. Y'all think that's enough? A year in jail? Y'all think that's enough? 21 or not, like, I get it. She shouldn't have been in that predicament, but she chose that field. 21, you should know wrong from right. That's not your kids. And even if they was your kids, why would you bruise them up like that? What make you, as a grown adult, sit here and make you put hands on a child like that to mark them up? What was that deep?
yes, signed off on the judge, but as a prosecutor, would you ever sign off on a deal where there is no prison time, even for felony abuse?
Yeah, I mean, it would happen all the time. There's a continuum. There was one day I think I was helping a friend out. I helped him take 7 pleas in 7 child abuse cases, and the range went from one got reduced to a misdemeanor, and one guy got sentenced to life. It was just all these different cases based on different facts. Not every case is a 20-year felony prison. We can't do that. It's just not possible. So there are factors.
I want to ask you about this statement from Big Blue Marble Academy. They fired Alan, not a shocker there. And they released this statement, quote, "The safety of the young children in our care is our #1 priority. Therefore, we were deeply saddened to learn of the allegations against our former employee and acted swiftly to inform those affected in the teacher's classroom, reported the incident to local authorities, and conducted a thorough internal investigation, which resulted in the termination of their employment. We take these allegations very seriously and will continue to cooperate with local law enforcement and licensing authorities as the investigation continues." What do you make of that, Noah?
Yep. Yeah, they are licensed by a division, they call it Bright from the start. And so there are certain regulations that they have to follow. So they will do an investigation to determine whether those regulations were followed, including the teacher-student-teacher ratio. Notifying all parents affected immediately is, I think, very important. We see in a lot of cases where that's not done, where it's not done for hours. There's another case in the news that happened earlier this year where a child was injured and the school didn't tell the parents. They figured it out on their own. And so, I think that there is an obligation not just to tell the parent of the affected child, but the other children in the class.
And that's why these school districts be having all these lawsuits. Like, man, like I tell people, man, I wasn't, how can I say it? I was able to help my child, right? And what's crazy is, right, the school didn't give a fuck. Neither did the school district. Neither did the dean that was appointed to the school district at that time. Yo, they took me through loopholes to try to get justice for my son. And this judge that my son had, she has this thing. It's like she has this thing against men's. And it's like my son took her little raft. You have a judge that has a thing against, especially men in the urban community. Like, you looked at my son, saw that he was from the hood, and just right there judged him. First offense, he defended himself against a bully and a teacher a teacher that didn't take her time to do her job right and get my son the services that he was supposed to have in school that day. A teacher that, listen, man, let's be real. Like the day that I saw her in that courtroom, shades on, eyes high as shit. Like, come on, man, whole addiction and all. Like, how y'all don't notice that these teachers get high off of heroin? Like, let's be real, you could tell by looking at them. And yes, there are functional heroin addicts. I'm just trying to figure out how in the world in these schools these motherfuckers pass the test. Come on. Let's be real about it. I'm not going to sit here and stay shut. Just, oh my God, they're teachers. They got, teachers unions. No, man. They put fear in me the first time. I was young as hell when this shit happened. I'm 35 now, and this happened back in, it's been like already, what, 5, 6 years? No, it's been like 6 years already. I was way younger. Man, fuck that. I'm fighting back. My child has rights, and I'm his voice.
What happened? And you'd want that too if you were a parent and you were sending your child to a daycare.
I mean, the number one thing that comes out of these cases, answers. We need answers as to how this happened. Atlanta defense attorney Noah Pines, thank you so much.
How do these situations happen in these schools and they don't know? Huh? But guess what? Since the teachers are protected, right? They're just as protected as a judge, as a lawyer, as a police officer. A lot of them get away with a lot of the crimes they commit. Like the teacher that my son had. Oh yeah, we won. We won a lawsuit against the school district of Philadelphia. But my son got adjudicated. That right there is not fair. Because that bitch, that woman, is still out there walking free. But yeah, I wanted to show y'all this right here, right? Is an update with this teacher, the preschool teacher accused of abusing children and disturbing cruelty case. I think I did a live on this before. Like I said, I'm uploading my videos from my other channel little by little. But man, this happens a lot, and we gotta be careful with our kids. We gotta pay attention. Stop giving these teachers so much trust. And shout out to them teachers out there that are real teachers. All right, so let's move on to the next video. These are random topics, current events. All right, so they're saying that Candace Owens destroys Whoopi Goldberg. I'm not sure. We're about to see. Do y'all believe that Candace Owens destroys Whoopi Goldberg? Let's see how she destroys Whoopi Goldberg from the view. Like, people will be saying a lot.
Do any of you men have any eggs or the possibility of carrying a fetus? How dare you talk about what a fetus wants?
Oh, shit.
You have no
Wait a minute. Okay, Whoopi.
I'm fine if you disagree with abortion. I have no problem with that.
Okay.
My problem comes when you tell me what I need to do with my doctor and my family. How dare you?
Candace Owens absolutely tears apart the hosts of All the View, including Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg. She doesn't hold back in exposing their flawed arguments. Be sure to like today's video, leave a comment below, and subscribe to our channel.
Welcome back. For today's Counterpoint segment, I wanted to discuss the recent Supreme Court abortion case. Honestly, this isn't even about whether you're pro-choice or pro.
All right, so I'm guessing because she's coming at Trump right now, a lot of people is coming at Candace Owens. I mean, it's your body, it's your choice. I'm somebody that's against abortion, but I'm not going to sit here, it's up to the person. Like, they want to have the abortion, it's up to them, each his own, right? I can't sit here and tell this person, yo, go have an abortion because I believe that I shouldn't have abortions. If I opened up my legs, I should, sit here and take care of this baby I made. But not everybody thinks like that. And what's crazy is that a lot of these women that, do get pregnant, let's put it like this, a lot of the babies that get brought into this world are kids that are from great situations. So A lot of women that go through them type of situations don't want to keep their baby, even though adoption is an option. But once again, their body, their choice. You can believe whatever you want to believe, but that doesn't mean that the next person has to agree with what you believe in.
Pro-life. I just do not like bad arguments. And the arguments that are coming from the left right now are absolutely bonkers. So let's start with absolutely bonkers, Joy Behar.
It's a very interesting schism that goes on here because on the one hand, sex sells everywhere. I mean, you can't see an aspirin commercial without somebody having sex. Mm-hmm. You cannot turn on any program, especially on streaming, where people are having there's soft porn everywhere now. Right. They encourage all of that. It sells everything. Sex sells. And yet when it comes to the reality of pregnancy, this particular group of people on the right in this country and these religious zealots do not understand the reality of what happens when you have sex.
I don't think she knows that it's not pronounced sex, but we'll pretend that there's an H somewhere in there. For counterpoint number one, I want to say, yes, Joy Behar, you are correct. Sex is everywhere. Our culture is sick. That is an argument that's a diagnosis. We have an increasingly sick culture here in America. Religious zealots and or people on the right very much understand that reality. We understand that when a culture promulgates promiscuity, it leads to people engaging in unfulfilling, unprotected sex. Far from your assessment that we don't understand what happens when you have sex, we understand exactly what happens. Children are the consequence. Life is the consequence. It would seem to me that it's the atheist zealots, the ones who have normalized sex-laden aspirin commercials, that don't quite understand what happens when you have unprotected sex. And then when they find out, they go, whoops, well, good thing I learned in health class that I can just get an abortion to deal with it. Did you know, Joy, that before federally funded sex ed programs in school, which sprang up in the 1970s, and before Roe v. Wade in 1973,
Yep, that's true, but the Feminist Act. I can't believe I just forgot her name. Hopefully Candace mentions it here, but she does speak on her a lot. Damn, I speak on it a lot. Shit.
Teenage pregnancy rates in this country were declining over a period of 12 years. Maybe what we on the right understand is that there is such a thing as sexually transmitted insanity, the normalization of non-committal sex, which is pervasive in our culture and in our schools, and it serves no one, least of all the young women who wind up pregnant and are pressured to make a life-altering emotional decision.
That's why, as parents, I mean, I could be wrong on this, but I don't know how many feel the same way I feel. I feel as though we should teach our kids about sex before these schools teach our kids about sex. We should be having these conversations with our kids before anybody else has this conversation with our kids. I keep telling y'all, man, listen, if you've known me already for a while, listen, I don't get tired of saying it. I talk to my kids about everything. I don't hold back. They have questions, I answer. And I prefer to answer before somebody else comes and, decides to guide my child into the wrong direction. Like, there's plenty of people out here that don't want what's good for your child. So your child can have so many answers, so many questions, and they can sit here and give them so many answers, but are they right? I'll show my child before, anybody else puts something in their head.
And that is packaged to them as the responsible thing to do. I believe that you and the ladies that sit beside you contribute daily to that toxic culture of lie.
Candace is just laying down the facts. Those of us on the right, especially the religious, understand that sex is overly prevalent in today's society. And yes, we fully grasp the consequences of sex. Creating a baby, which is actually a blessing. But remember this, Joy Behar, it's your side, the Democrats who act shocked when babies are conceived from unprotected sex and then suggest using abortion. Essentially killing a baby as healthcare or birth control. No thanks. We understand the consequences of sex, which is why we advocate waiting until you're married and ready for a baby, because that's the natural outcome of sex. The delusion isn't on our side.
That's true. We understand the consequences of sex. Some people just, rush into it. The heat of the moment, I guess, as they say. I would prefer to wait. You see where I'm coming from? But a lot of people out here just get into it. Some people are just misguided. They see other people they did this at this age. I'm guessing it's like a lot of it has to do with passed down learned behavior. I could be wrong about it, but like, listen, man, there's different reasons why people end up having sex. I mean, everyone has their own. Like, I mean, I'm sorry to say it, but it's the truth. Like, why was the first reason that you decided to have sex? At what age? I don't know. It's not my business. But, a lot of people don't choose either. Sometimes, the choice gets taken from some people. And that's fucked up, but it happens.
It's on yours.
Now let's hear from your co-host.
Do any of you men have any eggs or the possibility of carrying a fetus? How dare you talk about what a fetus wants? You have no idea.
Well, I'd love to see the same energy when it comes to biological men dressing up as women and claiming they can get pregnant because they're trans women.
Oh, shit.
Something tells me Whoopi wouldn't be singing the same tune in that conversation, but we'll leave that aside for now.
Whoever this is just throw shots at Whoopi. I mean, I don't know who he is on The View today. So I'm guessing it's somebody that just collects clips and talks about The View. I mean, I'm not sure. But damn, he low-key threw shots at Whoopi right there.
I'm fine if you disagree with abortion. I have no problem with that. My problem comes when you tell me what I need to do with my doctor and my family. How dare you? How dare you?
All right, counterpoint to you, Whoopi Goldberg. Number 2. Did you guys know back at home, by the way, that in 2017, Whoopi Goldberg received a GLAAD Media Award for executively producing a show called Strut? It was a transgendered modeling show. She won the award for speaking up for trans rights and against those trying to roll them back. Oopsies. This is why I love intersectionality.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that. That's new to me. I gotta go see what that's about. Like, because, like, I'm a little lost on it, even though she just kind of explained it. But yeah, I'm about to do some more research. I didn't even know Whoopi did that.
Modeling show. She won the award for speaking up for trans rights and against those trying to roll them back. Oopsies. This is why I love intersectionality. Here we are in the middle of a vicious culture war where a bunch of men playing dress up and trying to convince people that they are women and can give birth and they can chest feed. And here comes along Whoopi Goldberg, and she's so fired up about abortion that she accidentally tells the truth. Only women can give birth. Only women have a womb that is capable of carrying a child. They say, never get in the way of our enemies when they are making a mistake. They also say, even a broken clock.
I mean, Candace is right. Only a woman can have a child. Only a woman could, but you need a man to make a child. I mean, you do. You really do need the man's sperm in order to conceive a child. So, I mean, if I feel as though when it comes to abortion, right, if the man doesn't want to have it, I mean, there's got to be something figured out because, it should be equal rights for everything, right? It's not just because I'm a woman, I should get away with this, or because I'm a man, this should be like this. Nah, like, I feel as though when it comes to, like, two couples having a baby, if a man feels as though he's not ready to have a child, the woman should kind of understand. I mean, there are women out here that just want the baby. This man is not ready. Then the problems occur. Then the baby pays the consequences. Or it's the other way around. The man is desperate to have the baby, but the woman is not ready to have the baby. And somehow, boom, this happens. He's happy. She's not. Like, there should be ways, to solve the situation, but it should be done, how can I say it, as a team, not as, oh, okay, it's my decision. I'm keeping the child or I'm having an abortion, because the man should have a right there. Like, damn, some men want the baby, some men don't want the baby. They should have the right to make the decision with the person that they was with, because it took two to make this baby. It didn't take one. But you know what? That's a topic for another day, y'all.
Is right twice a day. I say, thanks, Whoopi, for proving that even idiots are capable of understanding basic biology.
Oh shit! She just called Whoopi a yo. She really went that far and called Whoopi an idiot. I'm dead.
And for the last counterpoint, which I believe is so important in terms of this abortion debate, we currently have a culture where men are routinely accused of not stepping up to the plate. In fact, just this week, it was announced that only 18% of households in America today feature a nuclear family unit, a married mother and a father raising children. Make no mistake, father absence is one of the biggest, if not the biggest epidemic that we face in this country today. But why are we expecting men to step up to the plate when we have women that are telling them that they don't have to? Why should men step up when the message that is ringing out loud and clear from mainstream culture and media is that beyond sex, men have no responsibility or say in the lives of their children?
I mean,
how on earth can someone logically explain how a baby is 100% the property of a woman as it grows inside of her? From the moment that the baby is born, it requires a 50-50 split. Can a man stand before a judge at a child support hearing and say, Your Honor, it was her body, and it was therefore her choice to have this child? The answer, of course, is no.
But they both chose to sit here and have sex, right? Neither one of them said, well, you know what? Let me wear a chastity belt. So just in case, I get the urge, we don't do nothing. Like, come on, man. Y'all both decided to lay down in that bed. And that's why I tell a lot of females, right? A lot of females get mad at me for saying this. But listen, man, you can't call him a deadbeat if you're the reason why he's not in this child's life. That's why I say, like, it's crazy, right? Because I think both is equal rights for both. Like, if the man wants to keep this child, but the woman doesn't, there should be a way that, they should both find a way to figure out what to do in this situation. Because one wants to, the other doesn't. If a woman wants to keep the child and the man doesn't, same steps apply. Why should you sit here? All right, he doesn't want the baby, but you want it. He wanted an abortion, but you don't want to. What could be done in this situation? It's kind of hard, right? I haven't been put in that situation, but a lot of females, a lot of men have been put in those type of situations, yo. And shout out to the strong women and men that, are able to pull through this. They co-parent and they're able to, live through life. And even though there is not always ups, but sometimes there's downs, they still make it through and they co-parent. But there's a lot of people out here that can't, like, So it's like I said, I feel as though for me personally, I don't believe in abortion. I wouldn't, like, if I sat here and I did the do, right? And I got pregnant, I should have this baby and take care of this baby. It's my responsibility. I was, capable of doing it, right? Capable of getting pregnant, right? Not keeping my legs closed. So I should take my responsibility and do what I gotta do. Blessings, realest blessings. How you doing tonight? This morning? I mean, but I feel as though, it's your body, your decision. If you don't want to have, if you want to have an abortion, I feel as though, like, you should give it up for adoption. There's plenty of people out here, plenty of couples that can't have kids, and they would, there's nothing more in this world they would desire but to have a child, and they can't. So they would have to go out and adopt. But there's people that say, no, I want an abortion. For whatever the reason is, it's their choice. But I feel as though that both parents have a decision in it because they both made the choice to lay down with each other.
Obviously not. That would be stupid. If a man is colloquially referred to as a deadbeat dad for taking no part or responsibility in a child's life as he or she grows up, then the same must also be true for a woman who wants no part or responsibility in a child's life as it grows inside of her. My body, my choice is a pervasive deadbeat mom argument that accomplishes nothing but excusing too many men from stepping up to their most important role as fathers.
Candace made so many great points.
She do make a lot of great points. But it's like, you can't make the decision for somebody else. Like, they don't want the baby. What can we do? They're the ones that got to make the decision for them. Maybe I'm wrong on this, but in my opinion, I feel like I'm not. It's my opinion. I don't get tired of talking on this topic. And listen, like I tell people time after time, I don't care if females get mad at me for saying it. Plenty have gotten mad at me for saying it.
In this world of blame and shame, we point fingers, we play the game. But as our children cry in fear, we turn the blind eye, we shed no tears. Believe our women, they say, while our kids are led astray. Lost in darkness, lost in pain, yet their cries fall silent like the rain. It's a shame how far we've come, blaming all the men playing dumb. But our children need us near to wipe their tears and calm their fears. In this land of the free, water's the commodity for you and me. Can't you see? It's not fair, it's plain to see. People struggling to pay for something they need every day. In America where we say we're free, but water shouldn't come at a fee. It's shorty just speaking in general about the things that seem so small. This ain't meant towards everyone, just a cry in the dark. In America where water is marked. Brothers and sisters, hear my plea. This is not about you or me. Our kids are the future, they hold the key. Wake up before we're met with defeat. In this world of chaos and strife, we must guide them to a better life. Teach them love, compassion, and light, so they can lead us out of this endless night. Let's unite as one strong force. For our children, let's stay on course. Together we can make a change and secure a better future in exchange. Y'all should have listened the first time they let the cat out the hat. Now it's a crime. Many are falling into a trap, thinking it's a game, but they full of cap. Some are ready and fully strapped, while others keep falling into the gap. The warning signs were clear as day, but some chose not to heed what they say. Now the consequences come to light. Those who ignored are in for a fight. Listen close and learn from this mishap. Don't be caught unaware, don't fall into the trap. From the wisdom of my elders, I learned women are strong, independent, and firm. But sometimes we need a helping hand to conquer challenges and make a stand. Independence is crucial, that's true. Yet together with a man we can pursue. Respect yourself first and foremost, so others will treat you like the most. Ladies, growing up, remember this advice. You're capable of anything you devise. But partnership and respect go hand in hand. Embrace your strength and make a stand. Memories of the past I couldn't see, now I understand. The wisdom they gave me, respect yourself first, that's the key. To earn respect from others is how it should be. A man's worth measured by how he treats his queen. Love and romance in the air, a beautiful scene. A woman's power to uplift or demean. In her hands lies a man's dream. Lessons learned from an OG so true. In matters of the heart, they know what to do. Love and respect intertwined like glue. In a world where old-fashioned values still ring through. Peter Pan, Peter Pan. Peter Pan was a fairy tale. Now males want to be females without fail. Women want to be a man. It's a twisted tale. Flipping scripts and roles, they set sail. Fighting for roles, turning to moles. Making hits with their agenda goals. Targeting our kids, it takes a toll. To them it's a bliss, to us it's a black hole. They ain't trying to miss. Their agenda is the ultimate twist. Infiltrating young minds with their list. But we won't let them persist. I'm with women's rights, but what about men's too? Equality for all, it's long overdue. We want progress, we need to see both sides. Blame and shame won't help us unite. Don't label him a deadbeat without looking in the mirror. Sometimes it takes two to create rupture. Let's have conversations that include everyone. Empathy and understanding, the battles can be won. Men face struggles too, let's not forget. Their mental health matters, let's not neglect. It's time to break down walls and build bridges instead. Together we can strive for equality ahead. You scream for the police every time he come around. Then scream child support abuse, playing victim in this town. Enjoy that check, boo, but remember what goes up must come down. The only time he's worthy is when he bails you out the mess you found. You play the game, manipulating hearts without a doubt. But karma's knocking at your door, there's no way out. You point fingers and shift the blame around. But in the end, it's your own chaos that you found. You dance with danger, living on the edge of lies, but the truth will catch up to you, no more disguise. The man you rely on to clean up your mess is so profound, will soon see through your facade and leave you astounded. Using a child as a weapon, it's a shame. A woman who lacks self-respect, I can't acclaim. Real men fighting for what they believe in, never in vain. Standing 10 toes down, bringing awareness to the pain. Respect is earned by how you carry yourself, not by tearing others down for personal wealth. Real men don't back down, they fight with honor and stealth against injustice and falsehoods that threaten our health. Let's uplift each other instead of tearing apart. Supporting one another from the start. Real men stand tall with courage in their heart, fighting for justice and truth, playing their part. Here's for the men who share their truth, never afraid to stand tall in their boots, respecting our women, fighting for what's right, supporting our kids day and night. Real women out there blazing trails, men by their side never looking pale. Rights for all, let's keep the balance true. Men have a voice, let's listen to. In this crazy world where battles are fought, let's remember the men who give it all they've got. Respect to those who speak their stories loud. Together we stand strong and proud. Together we stand, united we'll rise, setting an example for young eyes. In every step we take, in every plan, guiding the next generation's hand. Leading by actions, not just by words, teaching them to fly like birds. Showing love and respect in all we do, for they're always watching, taking cues. Hand in hand, let's pave the way for a better tomorrow, starting today. Our children learn from what they see. Let's show them how great they can be. Let's be what our children need.
All right, y'all. So as y'all can see, I agree with Candace Owens to a certain extent. I don't agree with everything she says. I really don't. I mean, she's not always right. I'm not always right. So, but I agree with her to a certain extent. Like, something got to get done.
Especially with the term deadbeat moms. This highlights something I can't stand about the pro-choice stance. It's my body, my choice when it comes to abortion, as if the father has no say, even though it's 50 his DNA. Once the baby is born, suddenly the father is expected to be involved, or he's labeled a deadbeat. Women seem to want the father's involvement only when they decide to keep the baby. But if they don't, it's as if the baby is solely theirs, and they can make the decision to abort. The my body, my choice argument doesn't hold up because it's not the woman's body that dies. It's the baby's. Unfortunately, those who support abortion often lack logical reasoning, in my opinion. But thankfully, we have someone like Candace Owens to call out the flawed thinking and expose the nonsense on Ether Views. That's all for today.
I mean, I get what the bull is saying, but you can't force somebody to do something they don't want to. Like that's the craziest, dumbest thing I've ever heard. I don't know how many, think the way I think, but do I understand the my body, my choice logic? That's, the point of it. Yes, I do. Do I believe in it? I mean, listen, man, I don't believe in abortion, but if somebody doesn't want to keep a baby, I feel as though that they should give it up for adoption. But unfortunately, not everybody shares my opinion. So let us shorty know what y'all think on that topic. Those that are in the chat, if y'all wish to, those that, catch the replay on this live. That's a great topic, right? To do one live on, have an open panel on. That's a real good topic to have an open panel on. All right, was I able to share the screen? Let me see. Nope, I didn't share it yet. It should be showing. All right, so I am sharing the screen. I had to double check that. All right, so currently in Philadelphia, this happened yesterday around 11:26 a.m. 2 women critically injured after illegal dirt bike struck by SUV in Philadelphia. Man, y'all out there riding these bikes, y'all need to be careful, man. People just out here like just goof, like they just wilding for real, for real. They be wilding on these bikes.
News tonight, 2 women are in critical condition following an accident involving their dirt bike and an SUV. It happened at Castor and Kensington Avenues in Juniata Park at about 8:30 tonight. Police say the collision happened after the driver of the SUV made a left turn in front of the dirt bike, which is not legal to ride on the streets. Both women were thrown from the dirt bike.
Damn.
The victims were taken to Temple University Hospital. The driver of the SUV did stay at the scene after the crash.
Tonight,
Yo, from what I just heard, these women might be facing some time when they get out the hospital. They ain't getting off easy. They had unmarked bikes. All right, here we go. And they was out there walling. I don't think, and the driver stood there, so he took responsibility for whatever he did. But these females was out here wilding, yo. These cops ain't gonna let them off easy. Not here in Philly, not with these bikes, yo. But I do pray for them. Damn, is they? Yeah, you can see the screen. Okay, I gotta make sure y'all can see the screen. Why does my? Okay, here we go. My screen just kept changing. All right, so we're gonna move on to the next topic. This article is called "U.S. Attorney Seeks Dismissal of Lawsuit from Man Wrongfully Accused in Drexel Case." All right, this article was uploaded by Bryce Jacquat on Monday, August 19th at August 19th, 2024 at 1 p.m. And it got updated August 19th at 3:45 p.m. So it says South Carolina, United States Attorney for the District of South Carolina, Adair F. Burrows, filed a motion Friday to dismiss Timothy Deshaun Taylor's lawsuit against the U.S. Department of Justice over what he described as false narratives and investigative missteps made by the FBI during their efforts to get him to confess to a crime he did not commit. Taylor was wrongfully pursued as a suspect in the murder and kidnapping of Brittany, I hope I said it right, Brittany Drexel. Raymond Moody was arrested and charged with the kidnapping, rape, and murder of 17-year-old Drexel on May 4th, 2024. He was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. Taylor and his family's lawyer filed the lawsuit March 25, 2024 in the U.S. District Court in Charleston. The complaint accuses the FBI of inflicting severe emotional distress on the Taylor family while having evidence linking Brittany Drexel's actual killer, Raymond Moody, to the crime. They accuse the FBI of abuse of process, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and negligence/gross negligence. Damn. Yo, you cannot trust these cops at all. Y'all see what's happening. Like, it's a lot of corruption happening. It's been happening for years. It's just showing more and more now because of social media, these cameras, the reporters and stuff like that. Like, it's really showing more and more now. They just, I guess because they've gotten away with a lot of shit, they do it. But then again, if y'all go look at the last live I did on Sonia Massey, it'll show you there, that the police department, or it doesn't matter where you're at, what city, what county, what state you're in, like the police departments are full with gang cops. Like, y'all think the gangs only exist in the streets? No, man, they got gangs in the police departments too. Go check out that video. I have a video on there that shows y'all the names and the gang members that are allegedly involved in the police departments. All right. In the motion to dismiss, Burrows argues the discretionary function exceptions shields the government from such complaints listed in Taylor's lawsuit. Any claim, why they do it like that? I hate when they make articles like that. Any claim that is based upon the exercise or performance of the failure to exercise or perform a discretionary function of duty on the part of a federal agency or an employee of the government, whether or not the discretion involved be abused, the motion states on page 7. Additionally, they cite 8 reasons for justifying the dismissal of Taylor's lawsuit, including being barred by the statute of limitations, barred by other case laws, barred by the Federal Tort Claims Act, defamation exception, and more. Burrows asked the court to dismiss the lawsuit with prejudice, meaning it would be permanently dismissed. Hopefully they do that. Goddamn, the whole time. Okay, so these are the transcripts. Damn. Oh, so I am gonna do a live here. Let me see. Will it showing on the same page? Nope. So I'm gonna save these transcripts and we're gonna do a live on this. Hold on, give me 1 second. Save as a PDF file. Yep, wanted to save. All right, save. Hopefully it saves. I'll check that out in a minute. I didn't even notice that they had the PDF file. So since I downloaded the PDF file right now, we're gonna do a live on that. All right. So hopefully the U.S. attorney, seeks justice for what's his name, Timothy Deshaun. Damn, like y'all can see that a lot of men. It doesn't matter where you at. A lot of our black men get wrongfully accused here in the United States for no reason, right? Like, damn, they had the right perpetrator. They had the person that did it. And they still sat here and they charged this man with life in prison. Wow. Yo, the police ain't shit. Neither is the FBI. For real, for real. No, that's not it. All right, give me 1 second. All right, I don't know how many of y'all have heard about Project 2025, right? There's a lot of commotion, a lot of talk about Project 2025. I don't know how many of y'all agree with Project 2025. It's a lot of pages to that, John. I'm still reading Project 2025, all right? So right here it says Project 2025, and this is from the Inquirer, right? For those of y'all, Project 2025 agenda says former PA Secretary of State should be investigated and prosecuted for 2020 election guidance. I've got news for them. Protecting the right of American citizens to exercise their fundamental right to vote is not a crime. In fact, it's quite the opposite, said former PA Secretary of State Kathy Buckvar. Let's see. Project 2025, the controversial conservative agenda crafted by many former advisors to former President Donald Trump, says that the top election official in Pennsylvania should have been and still should be investigated and prosecuted by the Justice Department for her guidance on provisional ballots during the 2020 election. While the roughly 900-page policy, I told y'all it's a long, 900 pages to this John, man. While the roughly 900-page policy agenda does not mention a specific name, it could only be referring to the former Secretary of State Kathy Buckvar, who served as the Commonwealth's top election official at the time. The targeting of a specific election official in a critical battleground state likely to determine the outcome of the race in November serves as another attempt by Trump-aligned Republicans to stoke uncertainty in election process. Trump lost Pennsylvania to Biden in 2020 and spent months pushing false claims of election fraud in the lead up to the attack of the Capitol on January 6, 2021. Damn, they want to blame everything on Trump, huh? I've got news for them. Protecting the right of American citizens to exercise their fundamental rights to vote is not a crime. In fact, it's quite the opposite, Brookvar said. The Project 2025 agenda, known formally as the Mandate for Leadership, the Conversative Promise, was created by the Heritage Foundation. Oh, that's something I've been looking into. I'm in the rabbit hole with them. A conservative think tank. The project published last year is a proposed blueprint for a second Trump administration, which includes plans to fire civil servants, expand presidential powers, dismantle the Department of Education, and seize sales of the abortion pill, among other things. Trump has disavowed Project 2025 amid the backlash to the document despite the involvement of former Trump administration officials. Bakvar believes that Project 2025's messages about Pennsylvania is a further illustration of what we know to expect is going to be their playbook for 2024. They're going to once again throw everything at the wall to see what will stick, and they'll do it in the courts, and they'll do it on the street, and they'll do it on the streets that comes through on our phones, the public space on our web, and we have to remain vigilant, Bhagvar said. Oh. So is this a warning to us against Trump? They keep saying that Trump is the one that made this 2024 plan. Listen, there's a lot of rumors, but it doesn't say who really did create that plan, that project. The agenda's main grip with Pennsylvania elections seems to be around the state's use of provisional ballots, which are given when the county's elections officials need more time to assess a voter's eligibility, according to the Department of State. Project 2025 writes that in Pennsylvania law, no county may affirmatively provide provisional ballots. The mail-in voter must vote in person and sign a new affidavit. The plan suggests, I feel as though everybody should vote in person. But y'all should go vote for the mayors, the governors, the senators, the lawyers, the DAs, my bad, commissioners and all that. Those are the ones we need to be putting into office. We need to be electing them. And there's a lot of them. Some that people know, some that people don't. The same way with the presidential elections. People just know of two, the ones that are being pushed the most, the ones that are being promoted the most. But they don't know about the other candidates that are running for president. But okay, that's a topic for another life once again. Project 2025 writes that in Pennsylvania law, no county may affirmatively provide provisional ballots that the mail-in voter must vote in person and sign a new affidavit. The plan suggests curtailing federal civil rights enforcement and redirecting the DOJ to investigate alleged state-level voters registration fraud because of this, making it easier for officials like Brock Varr to be prosecuted. But the project's claim about Pennsylvania law are not true, said Geoff Morrow, Deputy Commissions Director for the Department of State. Any accusation that the department has used guidance to circumvent, why they put a V in there? Circumvent election law is false, and it is well past time to stop arguing over the audio verified results of the 2020 election. Morrow said Monday the plans outlined in Project 2025 are a clear attempt to disfranchise Pennsylvania voters. Provisional ballots can be provided for a variety of reasons, including but not limited to a voter reporting to the wrong precinct or being unable to show required ID. Eligible Pennsylvania voters can also be issued provisional ballots if they completed an absentee or mail-in ballot that was rejected or is believed will be rejected. They could also receive provisional if they unsuccessfully voted on an absentee or mail-in ballot and it did not surrender their ballot and others. Hold on one second. I'll get right back to this. Give me 1 second. My bad. I had to do something real quick. Yo, that is crazy. That's how it should always be. But I guess, hey, you're supposed to show ID when you go vote. But I don't know how, I guess. Eligible Pennsylvania voters can also be issued provisional ballot if they completed an absentee or a mail-in ballot that was rejected or is believed will be rejected. They could also receive provisional if they unsuccessfully voted on an absentee or mail-in ballot and did not surrender their ballot in outer return envelope to their polling place. Damn, that is crazy. After submitting a provisional ballot, the County Board of Elections will decide within 7 days after the election whether the voter was eligible to cast their ballot at the election district where the voter used the provisional ballot. If it's eligible, the vote will be continued. Republicans have tried to muddy the water surrounding general elections before. In 2020, the Trump campaign launched several lawsuits based on unfounded information in Pennsylvania and other battleground states in hopes of subverting results of the election. One lawsuit was aimed at stopping the certification of votes in Pennsylvania, alleging that the Democrat voters were being treated more favorably than Republicans. I mean, this 2025 project thing is shot out is real crazy. Like, ooh, my bad. That was loud in my ear. I don't know how y'all feel and what y'all think about the Project 2025. They keep saying Trump is the reason why Project 2025 is out. They keep tossing the blame left and right. For real, for real. I mean, Trump has been exposing a lot of stuff for a while to the point where, he got set up here in Pennsylvania. I mean, how the CIA and the FBI still, they supposedly caught one, let the other one go because they was focused allegedly on the one. I mean, they say that it was fake. It's so much rumors going around the shooting of Donald Trump. Like, it's crazy. It is really crazy. I mean, I don't know what y'all think about the 2025 policy, but for me, I don't know who invented it. Who created it. I'm still, doing my research in it. But those of y'all that know more about it, y'all more than welcome to leave y'all comments. All right, guys. We're about to share the screen. This case is crazy. Damn, I was watching this yesterday. I got to give a warning, a little trigger warning for those out there. Man, this is why I say you can't always, it's not believe all women. There's a lot of mothers out here that are capable of harming their own child. First time I realized that, listen, man, I was shocked. Like, as a mother, how can you harm your own child? How can you make your child go through this? But, they say that a lot of mothers ain't meant to be mothers, but they give birth. So we have a case here where police body camera, right, find the body, captures, police actually, they don't show it here, but they find a 10-year-old Rock Island boy dead in a trash can, and they interrogate the mom. I don't know how there are mothers out here that are capable of killing their child and then denying it. But this happened in July 25th, 2023, right? And in April 10th, 2024, I guess they, uploaded this. I guess in 2024, they came about with the charges. So I have another video that goes with this with somebody that breaks it down, that did their research a little more. I be up and down. So we're going to review and we're going to react to this. Y'all let us shorty know what y'all think. Man, I keep telling y'all, they ain't believe all women, man. And I'm a woman saying this. It ain't believe all women.
Are you Miss Staples?
Yes, how can I help you?
So we got kind of a weird phone call. Do you know Latricia?
No.
No.
I don't know anybody out here.
Some lady called DCFS. And,
what?
And kind of made some claims that you had a child that accidentally shot themselves.
Absolutely not.
No, it sounds crazy to me too. That's what.
I am so sorry about this. My ex-husband, his new girlfriend, this broad is off the chain. I have went down to Rock Island and filed a police report on her.
Okay.
I have went and put a restraining order on her.
What's her name?
Her name is Tony. This girl is never in it. She has so many different Facebook pages she stalks me from. She has made up different names, called me from different numbers. I have changed my number, tried to do everything I can.
Right.
Unfortunately, I can't.
Yo, do y'all see how straight her face is, how serious she is right now talking to the cops? Like, I don't know how a woman can have a straight face right after she has killed her child. For real, for real. I'm gonna be honest. I really don't.
Can never seem to get them served because they're always bouncing around in the Chicago area.
Oh, okay. They're not even down here.
They're not even out here. And it's been a constant.
Have we been here before?
No, you've never come to my house for anything. I've been here for 7 years and never had a problem in Rock Island.
Yeah, I didn't know who you were.
I work at Genesis Hospital. I'm a patient care tech. I'm a student at Eastern Iowa Community College.
Okay.
I have a business in Davenport. This girl has made threats towards me on Facebook, posting her gun up, saying that she's gonna come to my addy. It's just never ending.
Right. So they made some allegation that you had a son and he shot himself.
Sir,
and he's in your basement.
Come on now. You think? Look where I live.
No.
Okay, so basically, somebody made an allegation. They called. He said CPS, but this is the police department that's at the door. So I'm guessing CPS called them, DHS called them, and the police department went out to do a search, I guess. They called in saying that her son allegedly shot himself and she put him in a trash can in the basement. Like, how could you, like, as a mother, like, yo, how did the child get the weapon though, right? But you stuff him in the trash can like he ain't shit? That right there is what, whew.
Oh, I get it. Just so I can check the box off, can I look in your basement real quick and I'll get out of
No,
here?
you need a search warrant to do that. I'm sorry, I'm not about to have my rights violated because someone makes Uranus allegations like this.
I know. Like I said, it sounded crazy to me too. I'm just up here seeing if we have to investigate it. No matter how crazy it sounds.
If you want to do that, I would suggest you go through the proper protocols. I'm not about to let some crazy woman who has my husband make Uranus accusations like this and have my rights violated.
No, I get it. That's what I'm just.
Oh, so the woman is with her husband right now. So her husband left her for the woman. The woman made the call, but she's saying she don't have a son. But the woman called in to make the report saying that her son shot himself and she put him in a trash can.
Okay, I have 4 girls in here.
That's what I'm just asking. I'm not
4 children.
So she's admitted to having 4 children at the moment. 4 children. That's it, she says. No sons.
I'm not trying to blame anything on you. I'm not saying this is true. I was just asking. Okay.
This is nuts.
That's all it is. Okay.
I have 4 children.
Her ex-husband's new girlfriend's been causing her
And
issues. She thinks that's who it is.
Ongoing. She's been harassing my job, harassing my place of business, harassing my children. I'm sick of it.
Okay.
I've tried to get a restraining order against her, tried to get one against him. It's never ending. I cannot have any peace where I live.
And you guys only have girls?
Yes.
Okay.
I have 4. Do you want to see them?
No. They said it was a son. I was just curious if that's even true.
It's not.
Okay.
I'm just.
Yo, she's denying
it's a never end.
She keep denying the fact that she has a son. This is crazy. Like,
the story with these two.
I get, like I said, I'm not trying to bother you or anything, but we get a call, no matter how crazy it sounds, we still got to come up and see if there's any truth.
And this is crazy.
It is.
This is very crazy.
Okay.
I have been living here for 6 years. My neighbors have never had a complaint. Don't you think if my neighbors would have heard something like that, they would have made a call or said something to somebody?
I would believe so, yeah.
Just think about it. It don't make no kind of sense. This girl is psycho.
Okay.
She's harassed my job.
Do you know her phone number by chance?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't know her phone number.
Okay. All right. Well, sorry to bother you. Okay. Like I said, we get a call. We got to show up.
They got to the point now where they don't have my phone number, so they emailing me. Okay. I have spam emails here from these. Let me see. Gotten to the point where they're emailing me because they don't have a contact phone number on me. Right. This is how bad the harassers got. Okay. But until I can get Rock Island to Cook County to serve them and actually find the address on them,
right,
that's going to be a problem. So they keep having me come back to court until I can get an address on it.
I'll add some notes just in the call that I was here and that it's a harassment thing, so we don't have to keep coming up here and.
Thank you.
Yo, I feel as though like this is a situation where CPS didn't do their job right. I mean, I don't know. I feel like this is a situation because how you don't know you got a child when you give birth, like they give you a birth certificate in the hospital. I mean, I'm guessing they're gonna do a further investigation, right?
All right, sorry to bug you. I just like I said, we gotta call, even if it sounds crazy. We gotta come see what's going on.
This lady, I don't even know what to say about her. It's never ending.
All right.
I have doorbell cams here.
I saw that.
So, I'm here. I ain't got nothing to hide.
Okay.
Hey guys, it's Maria Menounos. I am
Damn commercials.
unstoppable.
She looked out the window.
Y'all peeped that, right? It was nighttime when they first came. July 26, 2023. It's a whole nother day. A whole nother day.
Hello.
Yes.
Sushi? Can you come out?
What's going on?
Well,
Yo, why?
step on out. I'll
Why her parents do her dirty like that? Why do some parents, man, when y'all name y'all kids, please don't think about food. Sushi?
explain
Wait a
everything.
minute, my cam's in here.
Okay, I understand that, but we have a search warrant for the house.
For your cooperation to be upfront with us.
Hold on.
So step on out.
No, step
What
out.
part of the house do you all have a search warrant for?
The whole.
I mean, they spoke to you the night before, right? They was just there the night before, and you told them that they couldn't go inside your house unless they had a search warrant. So these officers were serious. They went and got a search warrant.
The whole house. So you need to step out. Step out.
Okay, I'm gonna open
Okay.
the door.
Open the door.
We'll all walk in casually. We're not going to tear up your house or anything.
Just
So,
calm down. My kids are in here.
Okay.
Please.
How many?
4.
And where at in the house?
They're upstairs. I just made them go upstairs. I don't want to scare my kids. Can we just calm
These
down?
officers are gonna walk in there with you, and I got a copy of the warrant out here for you, honey.
Can I see the warrant, please? And I can call my lawyer.
Let me see that warrant. I'm calling
Can I
my
see the
lawyer.
warrant before we walk any further? I'm calm.
we have a valid search warrant. So,
I understand, but you haven't let me see it yet, and you're walking through
Too
my
calm.
it's right here.
Too
You
calm.
don't, you're not in control of this.
Okay. I'm trying to see. You all?
So, I need your phone too.
My phone. That's not my phone.
Yo, they know something. They say, we need your phone. We don't want you to delete no evidence, no nothing. We got you, bitch.
Hold on to that. So,
Okay.
which rooms are your kids in?
Obviously not.
They're upstairs. I
Okay.
am very cooperative. I'm not fighting
You're fine.
anybody.
You're fine. You're
I'm
fine.
just, look, I'm
Tina?
scared. My
You
kids
mind
are
going
here.
upstairs and checking?
My kids are here.
That's empty.
Well, it's for an old kid.
Do you know why we're here?
No, I don't. I don't know why you're here.
Okay.
Because I'm really scared because my kids are upstairs. And
Now you scared because you know you did something wrong, man. Like from the first time they knocked on that door, the way you was, yo, yeah. You ain't got nothing to hide. Hey, come on, man. When you give birth, they give you a birth certificate. Like, obviously, you thought that these cops wasn't going to do further investigation. I know some don't give a fuck, but some do.
I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
Okay. Can I call my family to tell them to somebody to come?
You're not under arrest or
under
anything
arrest.
like that, okay? That's why I'm sitting here talking to
You're
you,
not.
okay?
I'm scared to death because I don't know what's going on.
And so the reason we're here, okay, is because we're investigating a call that we had, okay? The officers came out and talked to you last night, correct?
Yes.
Okay. We have to handle that real seriously, okay? Because the allegations are that you have a son and that he's deceased and he's here in this house. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Do you have a son named Zion?
No, I don't.
You've never had a son named Zion.
No.
Are you claiming benefits for a kid named Zion?
No. I haven't gotten any benefits.
Yo, that's where she fucked up at. So she told them straight up to their face that she doesn't have a son named Zion. They asked her, are you claiming benefits for a son named Zion? She said no. Wow, there's some type of paperwork in her face. Like, lady, you're caught. Once you give birth, right, in a hospital, right, they give you a birth certificate. I don't know where her head was that she didn't think that they was going to go look when somebody made such a report like that. You're being accused of throwing your child in a trash can after he shot himself. First of all, how he got that gun to shoot himself, and why would you put him in the trash can? Instead of having a proper funeral for your child. Dial 911. My child got a hold of the gun that I had. I was being irresponsible, and he shot himself.
Benefits for anyone. I just recently went through a situation where a young lady stole my identity and she falsely filed my taxes and my information and stuff like that. And I've been working with the FBI. I've been working with the IRS. There's been a lot of things popping up, and
have you had any interactions with DCFS up in Chicago?
I did.
Okay.
False calls that were made.
Okay.
Correct.
One of the calls from 2021, DCFS came out to your residence in Chicago, and there was a Zion Staples there.
Oh shit. This lady is crazy. She did all this shit thinking she wasn't gonna get caught.
Along with your 4 daughters, and then another young boy.
We had kids in the neighborhood.
She really thought she wasn't gonna get caught. Like, yo, how do you give birth to a child and lie straight to the people that work for the government? Like, if they can't pull your info out, and then you're claiming benefits for this kid, and you straight up say you don't. Yo, this mother has a demon. We are in the middle of a spiritual war, and this mother is possessed by some type of fucking demon. That's not a woman. This is Lilith in disguise.
Come over.
So,
some of those kids that were implicated were not, in fact, our children. They were there.
So you're saying there was a kid in your apartment that was not your kid, named Zion?
I didn't say his name was Zion. No.
Well, somewhere here we've got to clear this up with this Zion Staples.
Yes, and
benefits. Listen to it. Benefits being put in his name that you're receiving from.
I haven't received any benefits.
And then also involved in this.
I haven't received any benefits. That's what I'm telling you.
Well,
someone has stolen my identity. I have proof of that. If you go in my phone, you'll be able to see the messages between me and the FBI agent in Milwaukee.
She says she hasn't received any benefits, but I know in Philadelphia, when you go to the welfare office, right, they do ask for your ID. You have to go. You have to show them your proof of income, the address, your kids, Social Security, all that. So, I mean, how did they get that? You said they stole your identity, right? They started claiming stuff, but you saying that Zion is not yours. I mean, you would have to be the parent to claim the benefits for this child. There had to have been some proof that this was your child to get these benefits because you're claiming them, allegedly.
So
this is separate from that with the DCFS call.
Because somebody is obviously claiming benefits and getting food stamps.
But they're getting food stamps for your 4 daughters.
I said it.
And
I've been having a hard time with that because I can't get any because of that, and I've been working on it.
Everything you're about to see is real.
She bold as shit for these lies.
Okay, are we going to find anything in your house that has Zion's name on it? Birth certificate, Social Security card, or anything like that?
Nope.
Uh-oh.
Well, because we're seizing your phone, okay?
I understand you're seizing it, but that's like, I should be able to at least call my lawyer still. I shouldn't be held in my own house and not be able to call my counsel.
Well, are you?
Why didn't you call your lawyer the night before when he was there the first time and, brought awareness to the whole situation? Lady, something not right.
You requesting a lawyer right now? Because if you request a lawyer right now, we're done talking.
And then what? You're gonna arrest me?
I don't know what we're gonna do. We're gonna search your
We're gonna
house.
search his house upside and down. Because somewhere here we need to get to the bottom of this Zion thing.
I can't
And
help
this
it
is
when
coming
people
from
call.
other. This is coming from other people. This is.
I can't help it when people
this-
call and make
look-
allegations against me. People do this
Okay.
every day out of
Look-
spite.
look-
And I possibly had some visitors. It was probably the summertime.
So where
and I
would
had
where would
people
they get the
that come
name
over.
Zion
Where would they come up with
Staples?
Zion Staples?
I don't
And
know.
it'd be your
People
son.
make it up all the time. People make it up all the time.
But see,
Yeah, but I don't think something like this, like, lady, you cannot go to the welfare office, right, and show somebody else's ID when it's not you clearly in this ID. This lady is chirping. Only the parent can claim benefits for the kids, unless a grandparent got guardianship or an auntie got guardianship or they under foster care and whoever has them under foster care got guardianship. Like, let's be real. She's not making sense.
do you see how
Man, if this was somebody that you knew, that you cared about, how would you look at them after finding out something like this about them?
fast does not come into your home and say, okay, have the neighbors over and let's do all this personal stuff that affects you and your family in front of all these other people.
They did.
They do it with you.
They did.
And they do it with your family.
They did, though. They very much did that.
That doesn't make a lot of sense.
If you are claiming people back and forth amongst family members to get bigger returns, our biggest concern is that we can have somebody with law enforcement say, this is Zion, this is what's going on, and he is fine. Because right now, we have a person that exists, but we can't lay eyes on him, and it's a child. Okay, that's what they're saying.
That noise?
It's just
It's the beeping.
So that's what we're looking at. So if this is what's going on, if you have a cousin, a sister, a brother-in-law, a friend, or whatever claiming kids, or you're claiming them on behalf and you guys are splitting some extra money, I get that. The biggest concern that we have here is that we need to make sure that this kid is safe. And in the time since the officer was here last night and the time that an officer had called you back in June, and we can say, nope, she's totally clear. There's nobody here. There's nobody here.
And arrest. I'm telling you.
Birth certificate?
What is that?
Birth certificate.
For Zion Staples.
Zion Staples.
That's not mine.
Sushi Staples. Child, it's found in your room.
We need to get this figured out. Stop
lying.
Yo, they said
It's
stop
over.
lying.
Where's that kid?
Her parents fucked her up with her name though, Sushi Staples. It's like, I feel like, man, I feel like this is a character.
You need to come
from
clean
fucking
because we're not
SpongeBob,
going anywhere.
Like Sandy Cheeks.
This is just, you're just gonna dig yourself a bigger grave now. I asked you if there's anything with Zion's name in this house. You said no.
I needed some extra help. Okay.
So she about to confess to fraud.
What do you mean by that?
I had a person that makes documents. And it was just really hard. Like,
So is Zion a real person?
no. I can't call a lawyer and let them know you are here. I can't call a lawyer to come here to my house while I'm being questioned by you.
If you want an attorney right now, we can we'll just be done.
We'll be done.
All right.
But the investigation
She
continues.
fucked up.
Okay.
She messed up heavy.
Okay. Go and turn it off for me.
Oh, no. I'm going to jail. What am I
Yeah,
going
you
to
going to
jail
jail.
for? What have I
You just
done?
admitted to fraud.
So now you're going to railroad me on fraud?
Railroad you what? We're trying to
Railroad her. She just confessed to fraud like a dummy.
figure out where your kid is. You're saying that he doesn't exist.
My kid. Cuff it, you ready to walk out.
I mean,
We'll cuff you in front, okay?
they know something a little more than she does. And I'm guessing the father has some type of say so, because they're consistently saying that she has a kid. She said that the lady that made the accusation in the beginning was the lady that stole her man. Now her man is with them. Her man is with her, and she's been making these type of accusations since he took her man. How many of y'all believe her story?
This is embarrassing. I can get in the car. Do you got to take my dignity away and put me in cuffs?
We're not gonna put him behind you, okay?
Yo, she said, "Do you gotta take my dignity away and put me in cuffs?" She's more worried about what the other people gotta say, while these officers are more worried about where in the world is this missing child at.
We're gonna walk you to the car real quick and then we'll get you out of here, okay?
My neighbors, they've been knowing me for 6 years. You see that badge over there? I work 2 jobs at Genesis.
I hear you.
I go to school out here. God, this is embarrassing.
You're the person with the gun, the person who would do anything to protect the
She said this is
that you could go
embarrassing.
to jail simply for doing.
She said this is embarrassing. That they took her dignity. Where was her dignity at when she stuffed her son in a trash can? So this is the search video, and it has no audio. I don't know why, but it has no audio. Dignity. Like, bitch, you fucking stuffed your son in a trash can. Got the officers moving stuff around. So they were specific where she stuffed her child at. This is crazy if she really has her baby in there. But they don't show inside the trash can. So I'm just letting y'all know. All right, he's pulling the stuff that's around the trash can, and he's taking pictures of the evidence. It's some fucked up shit if she really did stuff her child in that trash can. I've been looking for the trial, and since I can't find the trial, what I did was I found this video, right, and Law and Crime breaks it down. It's a almost 13-minute video. So shout out to Law and Crime for always, let me take you to YouTube because I do not want to deal with these commercials. All right, hopefully y'all can see what I'm seeing. But right now he pulled the trash can out. He's looking around the trash can. I wonder how young was this kid? I mean, he was under 18. And for him to fit in there, he was way younger than 13. Well, at 13, you could probably fit one in there. You could probably fit a kid in there. That's an evil mother, yo, I'm telling you. So they just lift it up. They don't show the whole thing. Is he in there? See, they moved the camera, so that must mean that they see a body in there. All right. So that's the end of that video right here, guys. And I'm gonna show you the next one. And I'm gonna True Crime breaks it down. I wanted to find the trial, but since I couldn't find, hold on one second, guys. All right, so I'm about to show y'all this same video, but broken down by True Crime. Let's see. Here we go. My bad, I got a whole bunch of tabs.
Some lady called DCFS and,
What?
and kind of made some claims that you had a child that accidentally shot themselves.
Absolutely not.
No, it sounds crazy to me too.
That's Sushi Staples, a mom from Illinois caught on body camera denying.
Yo, you cannot deny that her mom fucked her name up. Sushi Staples. I'm so dead right now.
She has a son. The problem? She's lying.
Man, this is crazy. I don't know. I think I'm being framed.
I'll lay out the entire sad story that includes the death of Staples' 10-year-old son. Thanks for joining me for Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Lee.
Yo, shout out to Anjanette Levy, my bad. Yo, man, this mom straight up lied to the cops. Y'all just seen that whole video. Like, that was the whole body cam right there. And like I said, since I couldn't find the trial, I found this video right here that I could share with y'all. Those of you that do know about this, this case, shout out to y'all. But for those of y'all that don't know about it, hey, we can give our, opinions. We can react to it. Well, Shorty's reacted to it. She's, gonna review and react. But I think it's fucked up. I think it's messed up. It's too many of these women out here, giving birth, abusing these kids. I think a lot of these women think that they could, sit here and tie a man down or keep a man by, giving birth to a child. And that's not the way, yo, man. For real, for real. Who ends up suffering the most is this kid. It's the child. Blessings, Miss Chicago. Blessings, how you doing this morning? Like, yo, and women like this, I don't consider them women. I don't consider them mothers. I consider them, how can I say, little girls in women's bodies. I consider them lower than bitches. They wasn't meant to be mothers. Like, what in the world made you stuff your child in a trash can? Did he really accidentally shoot himself? And if he did accidentally shoot himself, how did he get this weapon? Why didn't you call it in to get him some help? Why hide him in a trash can? See, it's so many questions.
Levy. The case of Sushi Staples and the accidental shooting death of her son Zion is so incredibly sad. Staples is serving a 2-year prison sentence for Zion's death. She pleaded guilty to hiding his body in a trash can for 8 months. But Staples actually wants out of prison.
So that means that they did find the body because, she pleaded. And she confessed to fraud. Like, yo, this lady continuously kept saying that she did not have a son. Like, if there's not a record left behind after you give birth. So, like, listen, man, these detectives, these cops did their job.
Early. I'll have more on that in a bit. The investigation into Sushi Staples started back on July 25th of 2023 in Rock Island, Illinois. Police received information from a woman who had known Staples for many years.
At first, it was just like a regular phone call, like how you been doing and stuff like that. And then I heard her like crying a little bit. And I asked her, I said, what's wrong? And she just stated to me that Christmas will never be the same again.
And that woman's voice sounds so familiar.
Stated to me, I said, why, what happened? And she was like...
So basically the person that reported this wasn't the woman that stole her man. It was somebody that actually knew her. And she, it looks like she made the confession to her. Yeah, let's go back a little bit because I know I'm not tripping.
And she just stated to me that Christmas will never be the same again. She then stated to me, I said, why, what happened? And she was like hesitant to bring it out and tell me. She then told me that her son she was gone from the house and she told me that her son had shot himself.
And who do you know her son as?
Zion.
Okay.
That friend
How
of
old was your
Staples
son?
told police that she confessed to hiding Zion's body.
She stated that he shot himself. At the time, he was 9 years old.
9?
I said, what do you mean?
Oh wow, he was 9 years old when he shot himself. Like, how did he get this weapon? Why did she have a weapon out like that? Why do people do that? Like, if you got kids, why not put that weapon where your child can't access it? Like, yo, man, people like this, irresponsible parents, irresponsible. Let me say it again, just in case those that missed it. Yo, they piss me off.
He shot himself. How did he? I asked her some questions like, how did he get a gun? Like, how did that happen?
Oh, she asking the same thing I'm
She
asking.
explained to me that she had just stepped out to run some errands, and she received a call from her daughter Serenity saying that Zion was gone, and she said, "What do you mean gone?" She said, "Why is he gone? Is he outside? Tell him to get back in the house." But she told me before she left, he kept saying that how he missed his dad or something like that. And he was crying because he felt like he missed his dad or something like that, she had stated to me.
Oh, wow.
Then she said that Serenity said, no, he's on the floor. He's bleeding everywhere. She feared that they would take her kids away, and she was scared to lose everything. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she said she still had him there. She told me she.
Yo, listen, man. I don't know why a lot of parents do that, right? Like, when there's an accident that a child has made in the house. I mean, and especially because you was being irresponsible, because she was being irresponsible. She had parts. And it sounds like her child was depressed because of the father being absent in the house. And I know this at first hand because, when my son lost his father, he was really, really depressed. I had to get him, some type of therapy to help him get through it. But this child, it seems like his father left the house for some reason. They haven't said that the father's deceased or anything, but it seems like that the child hasn't seen the father. It seems like something was going on between the parents. See, this is why I tell parents, y'all shouldn't put y'all burden on y'all kids. Y'all need to figure out how to solve y'all problems without, doing it in front of these kids. Because these kids could think, they could feel like it's their fault. They're the reason why y'all arguing. It could even be worse. They could, listen, man, we don't know what these kids think when these parents are doing this and the kids feel like they have to pick a side between mom and dad. And then you got the moms that don't let the dads see their kids. Then want to sit here and say, oh, you a deadbeat. You a deadbeat. You ain't shit. You ain't that. But you're the reason. You're the reason. And some of these dads, in order not to hurt the kids, but even though they're trying not to hurt the child, they'll keep a distance, right? They're not trying to hurt the child. They're just trying, but the child is still hurting. So keeping the distance doesn't really help when you have a toxic, baby mom. It's crazy because a lot of men really got to deal with a lot of bullshit. Yes, I'm a woman saying this because I see it every day. I see it every day. I can go deeper into this, man, for real.
Purchase a burning barrel from Home Depot or something like that you burn leaves and stuff in, and she stored them in that. I'm like, what? And she said, yeah, he was stored in that in her basement. She said she tried to set him on fire.
What?
Now, after hearing this, Rock Island.
Yo, is she fucking serious? She said she tried to set him on fire. And yes, I'm shocked. Like, I'm really shocked because I skimmed through this video. Because I listen. Oh my God. This shit is crazy. I can't believe Joe, why would that cross through your fucking head as a mother? Burn your child? Holy, whoo. I hope she goes through hell in jail.
Island police,
I mean, I
of
know that's some
course,
bad
went to
thing to say.
Staples'
That's
home
something
to
bad to say.
investigate. And she.
My bad. I know that's something real bad to say. But if she sat here and tried to set her son on fire because she thought that she was going to get in trouble by the law and she was going to lose her kids, how? It was an accident. Yes, you had parts, but nah, it's something more to this. Did you regret having a son? I mean, I don't know. Like, it just leads to more questions.
She still had him there. She told me she purchased a burning barrel from Home Depot or something like that you burn leaves and stuff in, and she stored them in that. I'm like, what? And she said, yeah, he was stored in that in her basement. She said she tried to set him on fire.
Now, after hearing this, Rock Island police, of course,
Wow.
went to Staples' home to investigate, and she put on quite a show. Take a look.
You miss Staples?
Yes, how can I help you?
So we got kind of a weird phone call. Do you know Latricia?
No,
No.
I don't know anybody out here.
Oh, she
Some
knew
lady
her.
called DCFS. And
Oh, that's why she said a straight up no. Oh, she knew her. Wow. Like, yo, she called you and you made a whole confession on the phone. You thought she was going to keep it a secret, right? Like, oh, yeah, this is my bitch. I mean, I just need to get this out my chest real quick and just move on like nothing. You just killed your son. And you have no remorse. I don't see no tears, no nothing. This is Lilith in disguise.
What?
and kind of made some claims that you had a child that accidentally shot themselves.
Absolutely not.
No, it sounds crazy to me too. That's what.
I am so sorry about this. My ex-husband,
look.
His new girlfriend, this broad is off the chain. I have went down to Rock Island and filed a police report on her.
Okay.
I have went and put a restraining order on her.
What's her name?
Her name is Tony. This girl is never in it. She has so many different Facebook pages she stalks me from. She has
she had
made up different names, called me from different numbers. I have changed my number, tried to do everything I can.
Right.
Unfortunately, I can never seem to get them served because they're always bouncing around in the Chicago area.
Oh, okay. They're not even down here.
They're not even out here.
Staples insisted she did not have a son and was indignant that police were even questioning her. Here's more of the exchange.
You guys only have girls?
Yes.
Okay.
I have 4. Do you want to see them?
No. They said it was a son. I was just curious if that's
She could be an actor.
It's not.
Okay.
I'm just.
Y'all know there's any tears?
It's a never-ending story with these two.
I get. Like I said, I'm not trying to bother you or anything, but we get a call. No matter how crazy it sounds, we still got to come up and see if there's any truth.
And this is crazy.
It is.
This is very crazy.
Okay.
I have been living here for 6 years. My neighbors have never had a complaint. Don't you think if my neighbors would have heard something like that, they would have made a call or said something to somebody?
I would believe so, yeah.
Just think about it. It don't make no kind of sense. This girl is psycho.
Just so I can check the box off, can I look in your basement real quick and I'll get out of here?
No, you need a search warrant.
Yo, she called a whole she made up this whole character, this whole persona, this whole female. That I don't know, it could have probably happened. This woman could have probably took her man. But this woman is a great actor. No tears, no remorse, no nothing. After her child just lost his life and she stuffed him in the trash. But when she gets arrested, she tells the officer, "You gonna take away my dignity? This is embarrassing." Your dignity? Where's the dignity? You stuffed your son in a trash can instead of having a proper funeral. If he shot himself, right, allegedly, you could have went to the cops with this. Something else.
To do that. I'm sorry. I'm not about to have my rights violated because someone makes Uranus allegations like this.
I know. Like I said, it sounded crazy to me too. I'm just up here seeing if we have to investigate it.
Now, police obviously didn't buy what Staples was selling. They had received a call about a child who hadn't been seen in many months.
Can I see the warrant, please?
Oh, shit. Many months.
Can I see the warrant before we walk any further?
We have a.
So she didn't recently she didn't recently stuff her child in a trash can. She had her child in a trash can in the basement for months. If this not the devil himself, disguised as a woman, as a mother at that, we're at a spiritual war.
A valid search warrant.
I want to take just a short break from this Sushi Staples body camera video to tell you about something that can help you learn more about the people in your life and the people who might be living right next door to you. It's called truthfinder.com. Truthfinder is one of the largest public record search services in the world. Truthfinder has just one goal: to help you and me learn the truth about the people in our lives. Log on to truthfinder.com and put in a name. Within minutes, maybe even seconds, you will get reports that include phone numbers, addresses, friends, family, criminal records, and more. It will also show you sex offender statuses for people who may live in your neighborhood. The cases I cover make it incredibly clear that you have to do everything you can in your power to keep you and your loved ones safe. So right now, Law and Crime Body Cam viewers can get 50% off of confidential background reports at truthfinder.com/LCBodyCam and access information about almost anybody. So just log on and give it a try. Police returned the next day with a search warrant in hand. Staples, of course, told them that's what they needed to do if they wanted to look inside her home.
They did exactly what she asked them for. Exactly. They smacked her in the face with that search warrant. Now we can search your property.
Okay, I'm scared to death because I don't know what's going on.
And so the reason we're here, okay, is because we're investigating a call that we had, okay? The officers came out and talked to you last night, correct?
Yes.
Okay. We have to handle that real seriously, okay? Because the allegations are that you have a son and that he's deceased and he's here in this house. Okay, so that's where we're at right now. Do you have a son named Zion?
No, I don't.
You've never had a son named Zion.
No.
Are you claiming benefits for a kid named Zion?
Yo.
No. I haven't gotten it.
That part, man, that part too. She still kept claiming benefits for her son even after he wasn't there. I mean, he was there. She stuffed him in the trash can and left him in the basement to rot. Instead of calling the ambulance, taking him to the hospital, having a funeral for him. And this is what is called the mother right here. Man, this bitch.
Any benefits for anyone?
Staples had an answer for everything. Police informed her that the Department of Children and Family Services in Chicago
They should have
had
hung her ass.
contact with her children, including Zion. Staples again blamed her ex's girlfriend, who she called a stalker.
You filed for public aid. You got your daughter.
Gotten benefits since I was in Chicago. So I'm not sure. I told you my identity was stolen.
Mm-hmm.
My taxes were illegally filed. I went through a whole thing with the IRS. That was not me.
But who is this Zion that was interviewed by DCFS up in Chicago, right? In the presence of all your other children?
There was no one.
Oh shit! They didn't show this part over there. So basically, wait. I probably missed it. So hold up, DHS was involved in her life before in Chicago, and they had interviewed Zion. Oh wow, lady, you ain't shit, man. You is not shit. Yo, I mean, I'm telling you, man, I'm not just building caskets for pedophiles. We building caskets in this bitch for all predators, including these women in disguise. These are Liliths. These are all Liliths. Man, fuck that. They passed Lilith. These are Lucifers in disguise, yo. Disguise this woman. It's Lucifer himself, man. Possessed that.
But who is this Zion that was interviewed by DCFS up in Chicago, right in the presence of all
I think she killed her own child.
There was no one
Zion
interviewed.
Staples.
No one was interviewed. Where did you say someone named Zion Staples was interviewed?
It was
Because the call was made about my son Kentrell by his father.
Yes.
It was never made about a Zion Staples.
But when they went there,
But she said she had no sons in the beginning. Now she has a son named Kentrell. Lady, something's off with you.
there
DCFS did a
was
report.
The only child that they spoke to, because it was regarding him, had frequent visitors. We had kids in the neighborhood come over. Some of those kids that were implicated were not, in fact, our children. They were there.
So you're saying there was a kid in your apartment that was not your kid, named Zion.
I didn't say his name was
Staples.
Zion. No.
Well, somewhere here, we've got to clear this up with this Zion Staples.
The detectives then confronted Staples about information they had received and the fact that she had texted someone about the police approaching her the night before.
After that officer left last night, you texted this person and was talking to him.
Pictures of now.
Well, we have to take pictures of the whole house
Okay.
and then we'll search just to show that.
Yo, she was trying to avoid the question, but man, this officer caught on. He said, you ain't gonna distract me. You ain't taking me off topic.
We're not like breaking stuff and everything else like that.
Destroying your place.
So you were pissed off that the officers were here, and then you.
I didn't know who it was because I thought it was this girl that found my number again because nobody has my number. So I thought it was her harassing me again. That's why I told the officer last night.
Who did you text? And
I thought it was Tony.
Yo, this lady is crazy. Now she keeps saying she thought she texted the lady that stole her man. Yo, she got excuse after excuse, but the one thing I'm noticing is, as a mother, I don't see her shedding tears for her son. The one that she stuffed in a trash can who accidentally shot himself.
Catch a break from this.
Because we have the whole text thread between you two right after the officers left.
It's pretty personal to each other too. Like you guys very well know each other.
But I thought
it's talking about somebody's daughter. It's talking about it's going back.
Because people are shitty. They say crap about your kids for what?
But you guys know each other. It's not a random just I'm texting a stranger getting mad. It's you two know each other.
You know what? People come after me all the time, and these are the same people I lend my hand to.
This lady dumb as shit. Like, they got your phone record. They got your texts. Well, they got her texts. I don't think they had to dig out no phone record. That lady made a whole complaint in the district. She made a whole confession over there. So I'm guessing that's what made them search into what, this lady was saying to see if it was true or not. This lady fucked up, and now she mad?
I've paid for lawyers for people. I've helped people do things. So people envy you all the time. What can you do about it?
Eventually, police told Staples she was going to jail.
Turn around for me.
Oh, no. I'm going to jail. What am I going to jail for? What have I done?
You just admitted to fraud.
So now you're going to railroad me on fraud?
Railroad you what? We're trying to figure out where your kid is. You're saying that he doesn't exist.
My kid.
Yo, no remorse. Look how she's telling this officer, you keep saying, my kid, my kid. Bitch, you gave birth to him. Your kid. Yes. Your DNA.
So now you're trying to railroad me.
Railroad you what? You did this to yourself.
Your officer just said he didn't. I didn't get any benefits though. I didn't file any IRS returns.
You're in possession of false documentation.
Yo, they know if you getting benefits or not. That shit's on file, lady. That is on file.
And you already said that you signed up and have them for financial aid.
But I didn't. That's what I told you.
Police searched Staples' house extensively, going from room to room, and then Staples was taken to jail. She was charged with several felonies, including concealment of a death, obstruction of justice, and failure to report the death of a child. Police found Zion's body in a metal trash can in Staples' home. He was wearing Spider-Man pajamas. The coroner determined he died from a gunshot wound, likely suffered in December of 2022. Detectives also interviewed Staples' hairdresser, who offered some information. This past February, Sushi Staples was sentenced to 2 years in prison and 6 months of probation after pleading guilty to one charge. Last month, she asked the judge to reconsider her sentence because she is a first-time offender and she...
Yo, what the fuck? Wait a minute. So she got sentenced last February, and last month she asked the judge to reconsider because it was her first offense. But she killed your you stuffed your son in a trash can, and I don't think nobody really knows if you killed him or if he killed himself. So I mean, it's an allegedly he killed himself because they have no proof. Yo.
She claims she had ineffective assistance of counsel. No decision has been made on her request just yet. She's scheduled to be released from prison in January. And that's it for this edition of Crime Fix. I'm Anjanette Levy. Thanks so much.
Oh, wow. So she gets released in January 2025. That ain't shit. They should have gave her ass more time. Like, what in the world was they thinking? Yo, these motherfuckers tripping. They could have gave him more time. Here, baby, hold on. Give me 1 second, guys, while I give my daughter something to drink real quick. She just woke up and asked me for something to drink. All right, I apologize for that. Man, that is crazy. What do y'all think about, the mom that stuffed her son in a trash can after he allegedly shot himself? If I have any mods, if you see any trolls, like I think the one I just see right now, can you just block them? Hold on 1 second. I might be able to do it myself. No trolls. Be honest. When was the last time you farted? That's completely out the subject. So I think I could block you myself. I don't know who you are, but that's the dumbest. That's the dumbest question to even ask. That has nothing to do with the topic. Bye. Honest question. That's a dumbass question, fool. Bye. No trolls allowed, please. Mods, if I have mods in the chat, please block these trolls for a shorty. Help a shorty out, y'all. Was I able to block them? Let me see. Hopefully I did. Yep, there you go. That's your big mouth for you. Since I have a big mouth, why you here? Damn, I don't listen, man. I could honestly sit here and tell y'all, man, I do not understand. Hold on. Did I pause the John? Nope, I gotta pause this right here, real quick. Right? I could be real honest with y'all. I really don't understand why do people come right into these channels that they don't want to hear people talk about. This is a reaction channel, a review channel, a positive channel. At the end of the day, when I started this channel, like I tell people, it's to bring awareness to the things that are happening in school, to the bullying, to much more. Like I've spoken on my story. Other people have spoken on their story, spoke on their stories on here. They've helped other young women and much more. And that's what matters. If y'all don't want to be on these type of channels, why is y'all watching? Why are y'all listening? Right? That shit just makes me laugh. Like a lot of people is nothing but just pure entertainment for real, for real. Like that's all it is, pure entertainment for me. Like, why? Like, what's the fun in being somewhere that you, how can I say, you're bored in, that you don't want to be in? If this person's topic bores you, why are you here? There's other platforms on this John that got beef where people talk bullshit. They'll let you up. Y'all be able to, talk shit to each other, start some fake drama, there's other channels like that. So shout out to the people that are out here, that want to learn, that want to bring awareness, that want to have fun, that don't want to be stuck being miserable. Like, shout out to those people, man. But if you bored and you miserable, listen, you know what you could do? You could sit down on something and rotate it. For real, for real. Right? Don't come somewhere where you're bored. Don't even chat. Because that takes energy. Right? Something I'm saying must be drawing your attention that you're here still listening to what I'm saying, right? The fuck? People stupid and weird on this app. Yeah. A shorty is starting to show that side because people is really like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Weird ass motherfuckers. If the topic, listen, man, I know that I'm not everybody's cup of tea. So there's so many things I can say, but you know what? That shit, that was a distraction right there, wasn't it? That was meant to distract. A shorty know better. But apparently, guys, we have a dad accused of. Wait, no. Am I on the wrong video? Here we go. Yep, I was on the wrong video. That John was playing on his own. So we have a man allegedly beating toddler at Kroger gets confronted. Would y'all confront a father that is, well, they're saying that he beat? Would y'all confront a father that beats their child? Would y'all get in it? Would y'all not do nothing? Well, see, my my problem with this video, right? When y'all see it and when y'all get to it, y'all gonna see why I have a problem with it. Like everybody that had a problem in this video with this dad doing what he was doing, instead of pulling your phone out to record, y'all should have just dialed 911 first. Right? And if y'all like, those type of people that, like recording before calling 911, y'all should, have two phones with y'all. One to record, one to dial 911. Because I cannot comprehend, right? I cannot understand for the life of me why people pull their phones out first to record and then dial 911. It makes no sense. It really doesn't.
It was a display of aggression and parenting outside of a Lilburn grocery store, and it's landed a Gwinnett County man in jail tonight. That's after video of what police say was a case of child abuse in a Kroger parking lot went viral on social media. We do want to warn you, it might be difficult for some to watch. News Edge reporter Joy Dukes has more.
Yeah, it was a disturbing sight for many shoppers who were here in the parking lot of this Kroger on Five Forks Road Wednesday afternoon. A man repeatedly hitting and screaming at a small child. Now, a bystander recorded video of the incident that has since gone viral. We do want to warn you, it may be difficult to watch.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! That is totally uncalled for. What I saw hurt me.
Cell phone video of a Wednesday afternoon visit to this Kroger in Lilburn has become a trending topic online as it appears to show a Snellville man's aggressive parenting style on full display.
Shut up!
In the video obtained by Fox 5, 44-year-old James Collins can be seen striking a 3-year-old child in the backseat of his truck and yelling at the toddler after he'd apparently had an accident.
You ain't getting no damn car. Stop partying on yourself.
Gwinnett County Police say it has been viewed and shared.
Yeah. The father of this toddler was tripping, man. Like, because your child had an accident, you sat here and constantly striked your child and kept yelling at him and telling him to shut up. Yeah, you could have handled the situation a little differently. But that's my opinion. Me.
Thousands of times online. Amanda Martin, a frequent shopper at this Kroger, says she saw it in a Facebook post.
It was completely heartbreaking. I can't imagine a parent.
Wait, if she saw it in a Facebook post, why is she being interviewed by the reporter? I'm completely lost on that part. Hold on. I know I heard it right.
It was completely heartbreaking.
A frequent shopper at it has been viewed and shared thousands of times online. Amanda Martin, a frequent shopper at this Kroger, says she saw it in a Facebook post.
What? It was completely heartbreaking.
Why is she being interviewed?
I can't imagine a parent getting that upset with a child.
A bystander who saw what was happening recorded the video before calling 911 out of concern for the child's safety. In a video that lasts just over a minute, you can see another shopper try to step in. Collins then telling her to mind her business. Martin says she was glad someone spoke up.
Never want to put yourself in danger, but obviously, they were afraid for the child.
Shopper Elena de Brazil says she would have done the same thing.
And myself, I would have blocked his car, called 911, stay there until the police came, yes. You don't assault a child like this.
Gwinnett County Police confirmed Saturday they were aware of the video and had assigned the case to a detective. Within hours, they announced Collins had been arrested and charged with first-degree cruelty to children. Now, Gwinnett police say the child suffered minor injuries and is currently being cared for by other family members. The Department of Family and Child Services was also notified. Collins is in Gwinnett County Jail custody.
Damn. So he is in custody. I'm going to leave this live for tomorrow. Father arrested. Okay, we got one more. My bad, my bad. I mean, listen, man, like I said, this father could have dealt with the situation a little different. You didn't have to sit here and strike yourself out like that time after time to, bruise them just because they had an accident on the car. Like, man, I don't understand why a lot of parents sit here and do that with their kids instead of talking to them. Like, yo, they gonna make mistakes. Like, if you have kids, don't sit here and I mean that wasn't even a fancy car, but still, like, yo, some of these parents don't deserve to be parents, but they parents having kids. Second. You're not playing? All right, here we go. Pause you real quick. All right. That's a shame, yo. That's fucked up. But you know what fucks me up even more? How that lady just pulls her phone up first just to record the video instead of dialing 911. It took for the other person to park in front behind them for them not to move, and the other one just confronted them. Hold on one second. I'm trying to find the first video. Okay, so it's this one. All right. Yo, I don't know how many of y'all seen this, right? But this man has got to have some type of mental health, right? Like, what would cause a father to sit here, take his kid, kidnap the child from the mom, and then starve the child to death? Like, what would make him think that he's helping his child? I mean, listen, man. I don't know if it's what they're throwing in the air out here that's got people acting crazy, but I don't know if y'all noticed since the pandemic started, there's been a lot of crimes, right? Where the parents are killing the kids and the kids are killing parents. But it is risen. It has risen within the past 4 years. And we're about to enter 2025 and you're hearing more and more about these type of cases. Oh, 1 second.
Charged. Rodney McWay appeared in court today where of kidnapping his 4-year-old daughter, then starving her to death 2 weeks before Christmas, is now facing a malice murder charge. Rodney McWay appeared in court today where a judge ordered him held without bond.
Records show state social services had received multiple reports of child abuse and neglect involving this family, dating back years. For weeks, the Fox 5 I-team has asked, how did this happen?
Another case where, CPS, DHS failed the family because they want to be involved in the families that are doing what they got to do. I mean, this is why they mess up on some real shit. They out here messing with the families that are trying, to do what they got to do, get out the hood, but, better their lives, help their kids, be a part of their kids' lives while they are neglecting the kids that are actually being abused. Make it make sense.
I-team reporter Johnny Edwards obtained the DFAX case file and has some answers. Johnny.
That's right, Courtney. To say that little Treasure McWay slipped through the cracks of Child Protective Services would be a massive understatement. State records show her father kept authorities at bay simply by not answering his door. Now we've learned 2 agencies, one state and one local, are investigating their handling of this case.
They were intentionally neglected, and he resisted any attempt for intervention.
A single father accused of kidnapping, cruelty to children, and starving his own daughter to death faced the judge today. After hearing from an Atlanta homicide detective, the judge adding a charge of malice murder to the 14 felony charges that Rodney McWay already faces in the death of 4-year-old Treasure McWay and the alleged abuse of his other children. According to the detective, 31-year-old McWay is accused of withholding food, withholding water from Treasure until in her final days, she couldn't stand up or sit up alone.
She was extremely emaciated, just pure.
What made this man think that his daughter was going to survive without him giving her water and food? Like, what be going through the minds of these people? Like, I feel as though that this man was having some type of mental breakdown, because I don't like, what the fuck?
In a far different picture than the one seen here on his Facebook page, but the Fox 5 I-team has learned Atlanta police now doing an internal investigation into their own conduct in the case.
Oh,
That's
shit,
because
see?
in the months leading up to Treasure McWay's death,
This is a case where the system has failed this child. Once again, I don't get tired of saying it, man. These damn CPS workers, they'll sit here and harass a parent that's doing their job and neglect the parent that is abusing a child. Yes, these motherfuckers get on my nerves. Like, because you shouldn't keep hearing this if these people are allegedly in the house to find them resources and get these kids help. Man, out of here.
caseworkers from the Division of Family and Children's Services asked police for help at least 3 times after the father allegedly snatched Treasure and her 2 brothers from their mother in Maryland.
It appears to me that a bunch of different systems here failed. And
Police failed, DHS failed.
Troubling situations I've reviewed.
Atlanta 911.
Fulton County warrants show that at her death,
This was
Treasure
in
weighed
Georgia.
just 24 pounds, described as extremely malnourished and dehydrated.
Well, I'm trying to get an ambulance over here for a baby that's not breathing.
It all happened beyond this front door. According to the charges, a house of horrors for Treasure and her brothers, ages 3 and 5. The children locked in their rooms.
Wow.
Cameras aimed at their beds. The only food inside, some expired eggs and expired milk.
Wow.
The children watching as their father allegedly beat their mother and their 8-year-old half-sister. While all of these horrific things were happening here, our investigation
So did he
found
kill
that
the mother
several times
too?
These children crossed paths with adults who tried.
I mean, did he kill the mother? I mean, it sounds like it because he said the children watched as he beat the mother.
To do the right thing. They called authorities whose job it is to protect children who are being abused. But the steps authorities took wouldn't be enough to protect the children.
No, they would have said if she killed the mother. I'm tripping. I'm overseeing things.
She said, I didn't see him feed him anything.
Wanda Polnitz met Rodney through a friend of her daughter. At first, she saw a single father struggling to raise 3 small children. She had a friend who agreed to be the children's live-in nanny. But that friend only lasted 3 nights there.
I called, Children and Family Services and told them I was very concerned. The first thing that came to mind is when those children are gone, he's going to kill those children. He wasn't going to kill them physically. He was going to not feed them like he was doing. He was going to let them starve.
Wanda's call brought DFACS and police to the house in June. According to records, DFACS noted the children seemed hungry, as well as mold on the walls, the stench of urine, and exposed wiring.
So if DHS kept seeing the same thing over and over, why not take the kids?
Saying the home is deplorable and the children cry until they are too weak to continue. The father wasn't arrested. DFACS placed the children with their mother, who had already fled to Maryland. Within a few weeks, the father went to Maryland and took the children back.
Wow.
DFACS knew all about it. Records show that for weeks, they tried calling Rod.
So either he was a toxic man or he has some type of mental health issues, for real, for real. It's like, he was heartless.
Knocking on his door with no answer. The detective testified DFACS asked Atlanta police to check on the children in mid-July.
What happens after someone calls in for a wellness check? What is like the protocol? An officer would go out to check on the children.
So did the officer go?
No.
There was another call.
So the officer failed. The officer's job, his obligation was to go check out on the children after they got the call. And these officers never went. These officers could have saved these kids' lives. Shout out to them officers that give a fuck, that are out here to serve and protect. But a lot of these officers don't give a fuck. A lot of them don't.
Right before Halloween,
Atlanta 911, non-emergency.
Yeah, this is Fulton County defect. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Need the officer to meet me at a home. So we know he's there.
All right, I'm sending an officer to the location.
But 911 records show it took police more than an hour and a half to arrive. By then, DFACS had left, and police got no answer either. No representative of Atlanta police would speak to the Fox 5i team about the case, instead issuing a statement. Officers were dispatched to the home, but it does not appear officers had contact with Mr. McWay or the children during these calls. In an effort to ensure these calls were handled properly, the Atlanta Police Department's Office of Professional Standards has initiated an investigation into these calls. Attorney Tom Rawlings, who is a former juvenile court judge and former director of DFACS, reviewed the case files. He questioned why DFACS didn't seek an order of access from a juvenile court judge,
Right?
which he described as sort of like a search warrant for a child.
Why didn't both the police and the agency and others, probation officer, make?
I mean, I asked myself the same question. Why didn't they persist? They knew these kids were in danger, but they didn't persist. They didn't care.
A stronger effort to ensure that Mr. McWay especially allowed someone to come in the house, especially after June of 2023, and check on these children. Nobody really pushed the issue, and as a result, this child died.
Now, DFACS leaders would not go on camera for this story, saying in a statement that they are also investigating what happened. DFACS said that, quote, "Our thoughts are with those who loved Treasure." The Georgia Office of the Child Advocate is also investigating. We were unable to reach the children's mother, and Rodney McWay's family had no comment. Russ, Courtney?
It is just so unspeakably sad. Obviously, the system failed these children, and Treasure in particular. Do you have any idea why the father wasn't feeding his children?
Well, it wasn't.
That's crazy, right? Wait, it started another one? That's crazy.
A money thing. I mean, it came out in court today that he had jobs with U-Haul and with Six Flags, and folks like Wanda were trying to help him. The only clue is in a police report where his aunt is quoted as saying that he was estranged from his own family due to drug abuse. So,
and there it goes. He had issues with drugs. This man seemed to be very toxic.
So perhaps the answer lies somewhere in there.
Well, not only is it tragic, it's an outrage. And clearly there were so many points in time when intervention could have happened. But unfortunately, it seems that the system failed, Treasure.
There's so many points like that in the file that it was difficult to count them all.
Yeah.
Really...
Yo, the whole system failed this little girl, man. But you know what? Karma's real. Karma is very, very real, right? Because look what happened to this man. Where we go? Is this the one? Yep. So it says dad accused of starving daughter stabbed in jail. So karma's a bitch. He got what he deserved in jail.
Single father accused of disturbing crimes against his own children is even more legal hot water tonight.
Rodney McWay has been locked up since last December, accused of starving his 4-year-old daughter to death and inflicting serious abuse on her 2 brothers.
A Fox 5i team investigation earlier this year revealed
he was
major
abusing them
problems
all.
in police procedure leading up to Treasure's death, prompting changes in how Atlanta police work with Child Protective Services.
Now, I-Team reporter Johnny Edwards learned Rodney.
On the last news report, they said that the mom didn't want to be, or they couldn't be reached. They couldn't reach the mom. I wouldn't want to be reached either. If I went through all that trauma, why would I want to be on the news reports? Why would I want to be on TV? Why would I take interviews? Maybe later on she might take an interview when she gets a little better. She gets herself together. But she's been through some type of trauma that people don't understand. People sometimes need space. Like all that attention, all that bullshit gets people, to really not keep their cool. Like it creates more anxiety, panic attacks, all that stuff. Like people don't know how to give people space when they go through some shit, yo. Like if they really was doing it to like really help her, but in reality, nah, y'all not doing it for that. Like, she didn't just go through some type of freaking trauma and lost her daughter at that. That man put that whole family through abuse because he had an addiction of drugs. He don't want no help. So I don't feel bad that this is how karma chose to give it to him.
McQuay faces even more felony counts. And Johnny, this was over an incident that happened behind bars.
That's right, for allegedly trying to rob another inmate inside the Fulton County Jail using a shank. And this time it seems the intended victim got the upper hand. Rodney McWay hasn't been a free man for the past 8 months, ever since Atlanta police charged him with killing his own daughter, allegedly kidnapping her and her brothers from their mother in Maryland, keeping them locked up in a squalid duplex unit, and depriving them of food and water until 4-year-old Treasure McWay couldn't stand up alone.
That's a shame, man. My condolences go out to her mom, y'all. Yo, y'all gotta find a way to get out that trap. In the trap, you'll get lost, thinking you the boss, not realizing that the streets are the game. Once you've come up, you should have got out, but you got greedy and lost your luck. In the cycle of crime and deceit, now your downfall is all but concrete. The streets don't forgive, they just take, leaving you broken, no escape. From the consequences of your actions in the trap, there are no fractions. Yo, karma got him the best way. He deserves to be 7 feet underground. I'm not sure if, he's here, he's not, but we're about to find out. When I saw this, I was like, yo, I gotta bring awareness to this. Like, there is too many men, too many women that, have an addiction. They don't want to get out of it. And instead of social services doing what they gotta do, they leave them in these homes.
Weighing just 24 pounds.
She was extremely emaciated, just pure bone.
McWay, age 32, already facing 16 felony charges, including murder, kidnapping, and cruelty to children. Now the Fulton County Sheriff's Office accusing McWay of yet another crime, this time against a fellow inmate using a makeshift blade or shank.
A big problem at the Fulton County Jail is the actual facility itself is crumbling. The crumbling facility materials are now being turned into dangerous weapons. Pieces of metal, pieces of brick and cinder block, pieces of cement.
The alleged attack happened here at the Rice Street Jail in cell number 108 back in May. We learned the details just recently through records obtained in an open records request to the Sheriff's Office, revealing yet another callous alleged act by McWay. The account from Jailhouse Incident reports McWay wanted another man's store, meaning items he purchased from the jail's commissary, which sells snacks, socks, underwear, writing paper, and stamps and envelopes, among other things. The surveillance camera shows McWay entering the cell of Duricore.
He lost his life trying to steal from another inmate. See?
Humphrey, a larger man who's also in jail on murder charges. According to his warrants, McWay demanded the goods, then pulled the shank out of his waistband. What happened next? Well, in Humphrey's own words from an incident report, we got the tussling. He dropped the shank. I picked it up and stabbed him with it. McWay leaving the cell bleeding from deep gashes to his face, shoulder, and...
See, that's what happens. This man wanted to play stupid games, and he got a stupid reward. But that's what he gets for letting his 4-year-old daughter starve to death and abusing her brothers and their mom.
Back and empty-handed. Now facing 3 more felonies: aggravated assault, possession of a dangerous weapon, and rioting in a penal institution.
So violence becomes a regular and common occurrence with people that are either facing or under sentence for life.
While the new charges don't impact McWay's murder case directly, longtime criminal defense attorney Joshua Schiffer said they might be used as leverage in a plea deal.
Here's what's really going to happen. They got him, from everything I can find, pretty dead to rights on the major murder stuff. They're going to pick and choose and lean on him, and he has a public defender who has a really tough job.
Life in prison is what they need.
Reporting.
Yo, they need to give him life in prison. That's what they need to give him. Life in prison. Starving his little child like that, man. An angel. How could he do this to an angel, yo? Bro, shit.
On the case found, little Treasure McWay's alleged tormentor wasn't the only one to blame in the case. After the kidnapping, police, as well as caseworkers from the State Division of Family and Children's Services, went to the door of the mold-infested duplex unit at least 3 times, looking for the children. But McWay didn't answer the door. Police and DFACS didn't coordinate. And the I-Team found police didn't follow their own policies. Following our investigation, Atlanta police announced an overhaul in how it handles calls for assistance from DFACS.
When it comes down to the bottom line of why this child was starved to death, it's because the police did not intervene when they had ample opportunities to do so.
So in other words, they should have kicked the door in.
If the person doesn't answer the door and the door's locked, you kick it in.
Now, the inmate McWay allegedly tried to rob wasn't criminally charged over the Shank incident, but the sheriff's office said he received disciplinary jail charges. During court.
Damn, why would they charge him if the bull was the one that was trying to steal from him and trying to stab him? See, the player thought he was playing the game, but what happened was he ended up getting played.
Or Humphrey faces murder charges in the 2021 shooting death of Keon Yarber. After Treasure's death, APD announced an internal investigation into its handling of the 911 calls. We're still waiting on the results, but we did learn at least one officer has been disciplined, receiving, quote, oral admonishment. Russ, Courtney?
Well, so Johnny, do we know what McRae was trying to take from Humphreys, that commissary item that he was trying to take? Could it possibly have been food, for example?
Oh, well, no, we don't know for sure. The records that we obtained don't spell that out. It could have been food, snacks. It could also have been socks. It could have been stamps. It could have been a deck of cards. We asked the sheriff's office that question directly, and they said they don't know.
Yeah, the details of the case said what happened with McWay's daughter is just so disturbing. This is just another development in this story. I'm sure you'll keep following what happens with McWay in his case.
Absolutely. It's a very haunting, tragic case.
Yeah, it sure is. Johnny, thanks.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's sad to hear cases like this, right? But unfortunately, things like this happen. It happens in our communities. Listen, man, I can't sit here and deny the fact that we are in the middle of a spiritual war. Like, look at everything that's happening around us. And people are, how can I say, worried more about a celebrity, worrying about a presidential election. Like, listen, man, let that president protect the country. That's his job. Y'all, as we the people, go in there and put in the mayors, the senators, the governors, the DAs, the commissioners. Put them, the right ones, in office. Go vote for them. Do it for your community. We got to start from there, within our communities. Like, there's a way to dismantle the system little by little using their own system, but you know what? People is worried about the wrong shit, for real, for real. People out here don't know their laws, they don't know their rights, but they want to sit here and do the dumb shit that they do. In the land of the free, laws guide our way, but some turn a blind eye, letting warriors sway. Knowledge is power, and rights we find might. As civilians, it's crucial to stand up and fight. Justice is served when we know what's at stake. Ignoring our laws leaves room for mistake. Warriors defend us with all their might, but as civilians, we must also shine light. To uphold our freedom, to keep justice in sight, we must educate ourselves on what's wrong and what's right. Let's not sit idle while warriors bear the load. As civilians, let's rise and share the same code. So, listen, man, if y'all made it this far, let us shorty know what y'all think about, the videos that y'all seen so far, how y'all feel about them, about what's going on. I mean, I got some more videos, more current reviews, current events, but I'm going to leave that for another live. I was going to drop the link, but like I said, I'm going to leave that for another live. It's already 2:43 here in Philadelphia. I mean, I don't know what time it is where y'all at, but I'm about to call it a night. I'm about to fall back. I want to, give a big shout out to all those that have rocked out with a shorty since the gate. They have been here with a shorty since, since she started. Those that have been rocking out with a shorty today, because y'all didn't have to be here. Y'all could have been anywhere else. Y'all could have been doing something else, but y'all decided to rock out with a shorty, while she reviewed and reacted to these videos. Shout out to all those that have been respectful, that have respected my channel. And I'm gonna see y'all next time, y'all. Hopefully y'all, have a blessed and humble morning and continue to have a blessed and humble day. Make sure y'all subbed up if y'all want to catch more lives. I was gonna do an open panel, but I've been on this joint already 2 hours, 49 minutes. So I'm gonna leave the open panel for the next live and we could talk about it.